Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. Welcome to ItsKim Live. I am ItsKim. If you've never seen me before, hi, I'm ItsKim. And this is my show where I talk about things that I care about, whether it be pop culture, mental health, psychology, all those types of things. And I'm also a huge fan of Britney Spears, so she tends to show up here quite often. But we do a really fun live show, and here's the way that it normally goes. We have our first section, which is where we talk about main headlines, stuff in the news. Then we have a halftime where I communicate with my lovely community of space angels, whom I love so much, who are all in the chat right now. We just have a nice talk. You guys voice your opinions. We interact together. And then we have a section towards the end of the show called What the What, where we look at something from around the internet that is wild, crazy, funny, interesting, all those types of things, and we just have a good time. So even if you're not super into the main topic, there's something here for you. If you're watching on the replay, no worries. Hi, replay crew. There should be timed timestamps in the pinned comment below this video. So if you need to jump around, you're welcome to do so, or you can just watch the whole thing entirely the way that it was originally. So I am so happy to be here. I do want to apologize to you guys for last week. I was not well on Wednesday. It was actually kind of funny. After I got off on Monday, I was not feeling great. And I've basically been feeling like garbage for most of the past 7 days. So I am going to do my best today. I am so happy to be here. I am very overwhelmed by the support that has already come in and the support that you guys sent me last week. So please allow me just to catch up on a few things before we get into the main topic. I have to say a massive thank you to General Scott, Carbonized Stardust, and Meg S for your PayPal tips that you sent me. That goes directly into the expenses for this channel. I so appreciate you guys giving me that support, and it really means the world to me, and I hope you guys know that. On top of that, I have to say thank you to the people who have already sent in support for this stream, which is wild. We've got Meg S starting with 5 gifted memberships, and good luck on your homework today. I hope you're doing okay. I know you said you had me on TV. I think you had put in your message, so I hope that things are going good for you. King Bob, who also said that he wasn't feeling super well today, I hope you feel better soon. Thank you so much for your support and the gifted membership. We got to keep it an odd number. We'll do our best. Shauna, thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships that you sent, which is incredible and so appreciated. Lulu's mom, thank you for, I thought you were a member. Maybe it's just like a whatever. Thank you so much. And it's good to see you. General Scott, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. That is so incredibly kind of you. You guys are amazing. Lisa Boo has been a member for 9 months. She said, always happy to be here. Much love to everyone. I should have been putting these up on screen. I'm awful. Okay, there's Meg. There's Meg. There's King Bob. There's Shauna. There's Lulu. There's General Scott. There's Lisa. And then the Chaos Druid gifted a membership as well. Thank you guys so much for your support of this show. It is absolutely incredible. I am overwhelmed. I feel very rusty getting back on here after so long. So thank you for bearing with me and thank you for the support. Producer Sister, what are we up to on memberships today so far?
We're at 17.
17 in the first 5 minutes. That's incredible. Thank you guys so much for your support and welcome to all of the new Space Angels. And for those of you that don't know, there is bonus content for Space Angels that you are welcome to check out. There's a whole playlist. It's called Space Angels Only. And there's lots of stuff in there for you that is made just for you. So I hope you guys enjoy that. But here we go. We are going to have a fun stream today. I am excited. We are going to try something a little bit different for What the What, but I think you guys are going to like it. I promise. I was laughing working on it. So here we go. Okay. So the first thing that I want to get into right off the bat is obviously what's in the thumbnail. We've got some Britney drama, Justin drama we got to go through because I wasn't able to cover it all last week. And then we also have what everyone is talking about today, the Super Bowl drama. Here we go. But you guys know how I work with drama is always big picture. Let's look at context. I don't like to react super fast to things because I think people get really heated in the moment with certain things and things get blown out of proportion. So we're going to dig into it. We're going to have fun. I do want to say right off the bat that this stream will include speculation, opinion, and should not be taken as fact. Always do your own research. I have links to everything that is referenced in this show in the description. It's in a document so if you have questions about how I formed this opinion, you are welcome to go take a look at my sources. And also I want to give credit where credit is due. As well, hi YouTube human reviewer. Hi. We go to great lengths to make sure that our show abides by your community guidelines because we care about this platform and we would like to stay on it. Please know we've done our best to trigger to censor any trigger words, anything that we think you guys would have an issue with. And we are doing our best. And as always, I do also want to say, I know this isn't an issue I have with this community, but I think it is the responsible thing to do to say this. Do not send hate to anyone. It's not cool. It's fine to have an opinion, but don't be a jerk. That's all. That's all. I think we're good. Okay, so first thing we got to talk about is this broke last week, so I'm catching up on this. Justin Timberlake is thinking of doing a tell-all interview with Oprah Winfrey in the wake of his feud with ex Britney Spears. Guys, this is an article in the Daily Mail. We're just gonna go through it so you guys can, get an idea, get an idea what's going on. Justin Timberlake reportedly thinking of doing a tell-all interview with Oprah Winfrey in the wake of his feud with Britney Spears. The former NSYNC member was accused of mocking the Toxic singer last week at his birthday concert when he said he had no one to apologize before he launched into his track Cry Me a River. And to clarify, what he said was he had to apologize to absolutely effing no one. Yeah. I think the quote's important there, but that's just my opinion. Yes, but he launched into his track Cry Me a River, said to be about Britney cheating on him when they were together. A source has now told The Sun about how he wants to use a chat with Oprah to publicly address the fallout of his fresh spat with the singer. Justin is really not happy about how things have gone down. Muffin. I'm sorry. He wanted the music to speak for itself, but clearly that's not happening. He really doesn't want to do it, but the louder the backlash gets, the more he feels he may have to. Can you guys imagine if Britney had acted like this when all of this went down in the early 2000s? If Britney got on stage, she finished performing sometimes and then said, I'd like to take this opportunity to apologize to absolutely effing no one. Here's the thing. The only thought I have really with this interview is I will say this. On the off chance Justin Timberlake ever watches this, hi. I know I have my feelings about you. I'm sure you got your feelings about me. That's fine. That's fine. We're allowed to not like each other. That's fine. I don't wish harm on you or anything like that. But genuinely, if I was your friend, I would probably tell you, don't do this. Do not do this. Case in point, I want you to take a look at what happened with Kevin Federline and that whole lovely tell-all he did with the Daily Mail and team last year that ended up into an interview that was aired. He leaked videos of her parenting and all that type of stuff. And I really think Kevin thought that the world would see that, he was the best parent in the world and that Britney was a horrible person and he would have his moment in the sun. That is not what happened. That is not what happened. It was an absolute disaster. And the problem is right now, JT's credibility is so up in the air that people aren't believing the things that are coming out of his mouth right now. I don't see how this could help him. I don't see how this is a good move. This to me is dumb. This is a dumb move. So my big thing, I just hope he doesn't. I really hope he doesn't, because all it's going to do is put more spotlight on these issues that he's trying to get people to forget about. It's going to put more spotlight on his marriage as well as his prior the rumors of his infidelity as well as other incidents. Those are going to come to light. Blah 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 blah. It's not a good call. It is not a good call. And honestly, I want to do a poll with you guys, because I am curious to see what you guys think about this. So I am going to ask you guys, do you think that Justin doing a tell-all, oh, that capitalized for a minute, tell-all interview with Oprah is a good call? Yes or no? Also, Oprah, don't do it. Don't do it. You don't want to be in this dumpster fire, I promise you. It's not a good call. Just don't. Just don't. Anyway, interested to hear what you guys think. Now, the newer news on this is that apparently, according to OK News, who has an insider source, Britney, I guess, feels humiliated So I want to read this article to you guys a little bit because I think it's kind of interesting. So Britney Spears didn't appreciate ex-boyfriend Justin Timberlake's reaction to her apology. The former NSYNC frontman savagely shaded Britney Spears just days after she took to social media to apologize for several bombshells she revealed about their relationship, which spanned from 1999 to 2002. Now, I want to be clear on this. She actually didn't apologize for anything to do with their relationship. She apologized to anybody that she offended, that she cared about with what she wrote in the book. And then went on to compliment Justin's new music as an olive branch to try to have some peace. Okay. But there was no part in her apology that was like, I apologize to Justin Timberlake for what I said about our relationship. That was not in the apology. And I'm really tired of people saying that it was because people can't read. Timberlake's harsh reaction felt like a low blow to Spears, a source spilled to a news publication after the obvious snub. Can call it a snub. I just call it a temper tantrum, but okay. She was extending an olive branch when she said she's in love with his new song, and he threw it right back in her face. She even said his song Sanctified is wow too, but Justin doesn't seem to care, the confidant confessed. Maybe he's still livid over her memoir, The Woman in Me, the insider explained, referring to Spears' jaw-dropping revelations featured in her tell-all transcript, which included the confession of the pregnancy that did not fully happen during her and Justin Timberlake's relationship, and the accusations that the Can't Stop the Feeling vocalist cheated on her numerous times. Britney was really trying to take the high road by praising his new music, the source declared, noting, and Justin was a J bleep. Which, to be honest with you, I don't know what that means. I would hope. Are we bleeping jerk now? Are we not allowed to say jerk? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, Justin was a whatever and shot her down. It's humiliating, but at least Britney knows she did the right thing, the insider concluded. And honestly, I agree with that last statement. With at least Britney knows she did the right thing. She tried. She tried. She really did. I think she tried. I think the whole thing with this book, and this has been a theme when she's talked about it since it's come out, and she's been surprised about the way that the media has reacted, is that for her, this was about her telling her side of the story after basically being quiet for almost 20 years. She just wanted to share her side of it. She didn't want to hurt anybody, but people have been sharing their side of the story for long enough at her expense. It was high time she had the right to do it herself. But she didn't want to cause pain to anybody. She didn't want to hurt anybody. Like, literally, there are parts in the book, like when she talks about Justin's infidelity, that she says, like, she knows who the person was. One of the people was that he cheated on her with, but didn't want to say it because she didn't want to hurt her. She's not doing this to be vindictive. She's just doing this to have some freedom finally to be herself. So yeah, she tried. But you can't please everybody. You can't make everybody happy. Certainly not Justin Timberlake. And I hope that he can, be a bit more mature. Be a bit more mature about this. That'd be cool. That'd be cool, right? Anyway, the other big news that's been going on right now is the Super Bowl. Of course, I don't know how many of you guys watch the Super Bowl. Put a 1 in the chat if you watch the Super Bowl. Let me know. Now, the funny thing is about this Super Bowl, as opposed to other Super Bowls, is the main biggest news about the whole thing is that Taylor Swift is there, basically. Every headline I am seeing, even if it basically has nothing to do with her, she is being inserted into the Super Bowl headlines because she was there to support her boyfriend. And that's everywhere. So one thing I did want to share with you guys before we get into the drama, producer sister saw this on Twitter, and I wanted to share this with you guys because it was great. Not that you would really see it by any of the headlines this morning, but Reba, country singer Reba, did the national anthem for the Super Bowl. I think she did a very good job. We did not have a repeat of Fergie at that NBA thing. I can't even remember what NBA thing that is. It was the All-Star game? See, I should know that because I can sing that national anthem rendition note by note. I learned it because I loved it so much. It's so good. It's so good. And genuinely, I actually really do like Fergie. It's no shade to her. The whole thing was so entertaining, but whatever. Reba sang the national anthem, and she had boots on. And so she made a post on Twitter saying, "Boots with the fur, Super Bowl ready." To which T-Pain responded, "The whole club was looking at her." this show so many times. I feel like the unofficial millennial national anthem should be low. All we have to do is go apple bottom jeans, and someone is yelling jeans, boots with the fur, with the fur. Like, we can't help ourselves. It's the call and response. We can't stop.
It's what you do.
It's what you do. It's the right thing to do. So I thought this was hilarious. But what made it even funnier was Reba responded like, yeah, the whole club be looking at me. This is so beautiful. I love this. This is amazing. And I'm like, this is the quality content we should be talking about. But no. Instead, the whole world was obsessed with Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. And I want to share this. Shout out to Kyle. Hi, Kyle. He sent producer sister this comic, and I have it linked in the doc if you guys want to go look at it. This pretty much sums it up for me. I went off a bit on Instagram, yesterday and the day before, just saying that I think it's really sad when people are saying that Taylor is ruining football, when realistically the average amount of time that she's been on screen for games through the season has been like less than 25 seconds. She has no control over whether or not cameras are on her, and there's literally been clips of her, like when they have her on screen and she looks up and she sees herself on the TV and she just goes, go away, please. Like, that's not what she wants. She wants to be there to support her partner. And I feel like if she wasn't there to support her partner, she would be getting tons of hate on that too, because he's gone to some of her shows. So it's like, oh, what? You're too good to even be there for your boyfriend's big day? Wow. Like, she wouldn't win. There's nothing she could do to win. And I hope you guys understand what I'm saying on that front. I don't understand people that are so upset that a girl is going to her boyfriend's football game, because that's what it is. That's what it is. And if it brings in a new demographic of female fans that really love Taylor, or, I mean, not just female, but just people in general that are more fans of Taylor, that want to know what Taylor's boyfriend is doing and they want to understand it, I don't see how that is a bad thing, right? Like, I watched a Super Bowl game last night. I normally don't care at all. The Super Bowl for me is about three things. It's about having a good time with my family and food. I watched the Puppy Bowl before anything else. I watched the Puppy Bowl before anything else. And then the third is that I like the commercials and the halftime show. The game is literally the least important thing to me at the Super Bowl. It just is. But last night, I'm sitting there watching this game and going, was that good? Like, the play? Is that a good thing? Is that okay? And I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to understand. Okay, more people are watching football. Oh no. Like, I just feel like there's some of this just absolute ridiculousness. And I also just want to mention something that bothers me so much was I grew up, obviously, really liking Britney Spears. And I heard constant, horrible dialogue about her from the grown-ups in my life. People saying she was a horrible role model because she showed her tummy, that she wasn't a real musician because they didn't believe that she was capable of singing. She didn't play her own instruments, so therefore she wasn't a real artist. She didn't write enough of her music, therefore she wasn't a real artist. And just a horrible, horrible role model for young girls. And now I sit here in my 30s and I look at Taylor Swift, someone who has dressed very modestly, I think, through the majority of her career. She writes her own music. She plays her own music. She very clearly sings live and does things live. She is successful. She's a smart businesswoman, all of these things, and yet people still have a problem with her. And sometimes I think it's just people really want to hate a woman. And unfortunately, I think the gaze right now on that is being directed at Taylor Swift, and I don't think it's deserved. That's my opinion. If it makes you that angry to see a girlfriend of a football player on a screen excited that her boyfriend is playing well, if it really makes you that upset that you have to have like a meltdown, you may want to ask yourself why. Because it's a little bit concerning. But that's just my opinion. Now, the other big thing that happened with the Super Bowl, that everybody's talking about, obviously, like Travis's team won, the Chiefs won. That's the third time he's won the Super Bowl.
Yes.
So he did it 3 times. Good for him. Good for him. On top of his game. But there was an incident throughout the game, or at one point in the game, where Kelsey yelled at his coach, and he kind of approached him. He put his hand on his arm, and there was a bit of like a back and forth, and some people were saying that he shoved him, and then he yelled at his coach. And some people felt that this was very inappropriate and out of line. Whenever I see anything like this, the first thing that I think about is I want to hear from both sides and be like, okay, what actually happened here? You know what I mean? So there was a lovely article by the Daily Mail that gets into this more. And there's a response actually from the coach. So this is from the person that he yelled at. So Andy Reid, who is the coach, this is after Travis Kelce has also said that, that Andy is one of the best men he's ever known, that he owes so much of his career to him, just glowing praise. And so Mr. Reid, Andy said, he just wants to be on the field, and he wants to play. There's nobody I get better than I get him. He is a competitive kid and he loves to play. He makes me feel young. He caught me off balance. I wasn't watching. He was really coming over and saying, put me in. Just put me in. I'll score. I'll score. That was really what it was. I love that. It's not the first time. I appreciate him. The part I love is he loves to play the game and wants to help his team win. It's not a selfish thing. That is not what it is. And I understand that. As much as he bumps into me, I get after him and we understand that. He just caught me off balance. Reid, recalling the incident to ESPN, also revealed he came over and gave me a hug and said sorry about that. So, what my feelings on it, and I will say this, I don't think what he did was appropriate. However, I've seen far worse on basketball courts, in hockey rinks, at soccer games or football games, depending on, how you refer to that sport. I don't like any of it, to be blunt with you guys. I don't. But I also understand that when there's a huge amount of pressure, there's a massive amount of pressure, a massive amount of, you're being looked at under a microscope. And Travis is in a position where he thinks he can take this home. He thinks if he can get on that field, he can win this game. And quite bluntly, after this incident, there were multiple plays that Travis did that really changed the outcome of this game. And the fact that I could watch the game and see that as someone that doesn't understand football that well, I think speaks volumes. I don't know if they would have this trophy tonight if it wasn't for him at that game. Producer sister, is that fair? Like, am I?
It's a team effort, but yeah, he had some big plays that were important, and he's always been a passionate driving force on that team.
Mhm.
So when you have someone like that fired up and dialed in, it can definitely not only affect his game, but everyone else around him.
Yeah. So, sorry about that. I'm just saying, I think this is something we need to,
Context matters.
Context matters. I don't think that this is enough of a situation for people to be saying that he is more likely to be engaged in DV, which is a conversation I'm seeing right now. But I mean, obviously, we'll keep watching it, right? And I hope that maybe this is a wake up call for him, that he needs to handle his anger better, and that was not appropriate. And one of the things Travis said when people asked him about it was, he's like, "Oh, did you guys see that?" Like, he was surprised that people even noticed. And maybe this is going to be a part of it for him, as he has to understand that now everything he does is going to be under a microscope. And thankfully, he's pretty close to someone that knows what that's like. And maybe this can be something that can make him a better person at the end of the day. So sorry, I just looked over at the chat. Where is it? Leah, he says he also needs to tell his story, and maybe he will explain why he won't apologize. Leah, it literally says Andy Reid said that he apologized to him. The coach said he apologized to him. There were apologies. That's what I mean. I feel like this is just getting really, really blown out of proportion, and I just find it to be very frustrating when I feel like there's other things that are more important. But anyway, that's how I feel about that. Now there was the halftime show, which is usually more so what I'm interested in all fairness. Usher performed. It was interesting. He had a lot of features. We're not going to talk a huge amount about that because we're going to talk about it later. Trust me on that. We're going to talk about it later. But I thought it was interesting. I have to say though, like, why did no one bring this man a towel? Did you guys see how much Usher was sweating through this performance? I was concerned for him. I was afraid he was going to pass out. Now, that being said, I have not watched a lot of live Usher performances. I don't know if he's just a really sweaty performer, because that absolutely is a thing. But I just, like, I think we were like 5 minutes into it. I'm like, someone get him a hand towel or something. Help him.
Like, once he got to burn, it was...
Oh, just help him. It was funny. It was funny to me. But anyway, I think he did a good job. I don't think in any way it was near the worst performance ever. So I will say that. And this has also led into now conversation about who is going to do the halftime show next year. Whether or not will Taylor finally do it, because it was offered to her this year reportedly, and she said no because of everything that was going on with the Eras Tour. And honestly, I think that was the right call. I was very happy to see her not, like, she really took a step back. So like when they won, Taylor was nowhere near the first person on that field. And she really, I think, tried to step back and give him that glory moment. And I think if she had done the Super Bowl, it would have been neck and neck with the both of them. And I don't know if that would have been necessarily a good thing. So I think it went well, and I think she could do a great Super Bowl performance. And like producer Sish and I were talking before the show, that I asked her, I'm like, who do you think she would bring with her to perform? Because she has so many friends and so many musicians. Like Lana Del Rey was there with her at the Super Bowl last night. They're very close. She's been really hyping up Sabrina Carpenter lately, who, if you have not listened to her, you need to. Nonsense is a bop, and I am obsessed. Also, she's big fan of Hayley Williams from Paramore. They're good friends. And then producer sister was like, Ed Sheeran. And then I started thinking about it, and I'm going, why hasn't Ed Sheeran done a Super Bowl? This is crazy. So anyway, we also had in the article here, they talked about, will there be a country artist potentially? And they said Shania Twain maybe. Producer sister and I have both wondered why Carrie Underwood hasn't done one yet, especially since she does one of the theme songs on NFL.
Sunday Night Football.
So I mean, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I think there's a lot of people that I think they're due, and I think they have the song catalogs to back it up. So I think it'll be interesting to see where we go from there. So we're going to go into halftime now. And I'm just going to put this down, change my stuff here. All right. So interested to know your thoughts on the main topics. I'm going to be checking in the chat now. Unfortunately, I couldn't really stay on the whole chat the whole time while I was going through everything, but I'm going to take a look at this poll saying, do you think that Justin doing a tell-all interview with Oprah was a good call, or is a good call? 8% of you said yes. 92% of you said no. I think that's pretty clear. There we go. So as I wait for your comments in the chat, we can have this halftime time together. Let me catch up on support I may have missed. You see here. Jackie Swan, thank you so much for being a member of 3 months. That is incredible. And she just said, thank you all for making me feel so at home. I am so glad you feel that way. That is the best praise that we can get, honestly. And I have to say, I received a message last week, and I'm not going to get super into it. You know who you are, along with a tip I was given, and just expressing how much they appreciated the stream. and what we do in this community. And it really, I wasn't feeling well, obviously. I was very overwhelmed, and I got very emotional over it, because it just shows that, like, I'm going to be real with you guys. I don't know if there's more purging going on or what's happening, but I am incredibly confused sometimes when I look at my statistics as a YouTuber. Um, that am I doing the right thing or am I not? Because I did originally do just standalone videos, then I branched into streaming. For me, streaming is healthier. Standalone videos take a massive amount of work for me, and editing and all those types of things. It's a lot of pressure, and I get scared when I do it sometimes, because it is just so much. Whereas these streams feel more authentic, more organic, more fun, and I get to do those, um, more breakdowns and stuff like that at the beginning of the show, and then I just get to have fun and enjoy it, and I love it. So I want to do that because it's the best thing for my health. But I've definitely experienced some pushback, on that, and I understand why. I totally do. But I also have to do what's best for me. But that has translated in my statistics to something very confusing, and it's that my views are up, my hours watched are up, um, financially everything's up, but my subscribers are dropping like crazy. And I will literally just open up my YouTube app and I'll lose 50 subscribers like that. Like, I refresh, gone. And there's no statistics as to where people are unsubbing from, which is normal. I know sometimes when I say stuff on live streams or in a video that I'm going to get people unsubbing, because some people cannot tolerate someone having a different opinion than you, right? And if you have a different opinion about something, even something very trivial, that immediately makes you a bad person to them, and they don't want to hear from you anymore. So they shut you out of their, their echo chamber or whatever. And that's a very common thing that I have seen through this. And there are times where I have to decide, is it more important for me to keep those people or to be authentic to myself? And I'm trying to be authentic to myself. But I see that in the statistics. It's very obvious when that happens, when you have a drop like that. When the YouTube app can't tell me where these people are unsubscribing from, and it's happening that quickly, to me, that shows there is an issue within YouTube itself. And it usually has to do with purging accounts, and then unsubscribing because people think that it's not, or the algorithm believes that it's not authentic engagement. But at the same time, I get messages weekly from people who are paid members, not gifted members, paid members of this channel, that they get unsubbed. And I don't know how to fight this. I don't know how to do this. And I want to grow this community. And when the math isn't mathing, it's very discouraging, and it's very, very upsetting to me. And so when I see you guys saying that I'm doing the right thing, when I see you guys saying that you appreciate this, that this means something to you, that it's worth something to you, I want you to know how much that means to me, especially right now, because it is the thing that tells me that following my gut, following my heart is the right thing. And so please know that when you say those things to me, I hear it, I keep it in my heart, and it means a lot. So thank you so much for that, and I hope that that all makes sense. Carbonized. Hi. Just said, I find it more concerning that people, brackets Justin, cannot take responsibility for their own actions. I will happily sit back and watch his world crumble by his own actions. Sorry, not sorry. I'm not gonna fight you on that one. I'm just not. I'm not. And this is the thing. I feel like when people are saying, like, like, oh, did Britney sabotage him with Selfish or whatever? She didn't do anything. She didn't do anything. Okay? For him to flop that hard the way he did with Selfish, that just means the general public isn't interested anymore, in my opinion. That's my opinion. Producer Sister, do you get what I'm saying?
You promised me Future Sex Love Sound Volume 2. Or the sequel, or however you want to put it.
You promised me Sexy Back. Yeah.
You promised me Sexy Back. That was not it. Put out a better song. That is a short version of my TED Talk.
It's hardly Britney's fault. And that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just like, you know what? If you have to blame her to make yourself feel better, that's your choice. That's your choice. But I don't think it's on her. General Scott, thank you so much for the $2 super sticker. I am just catching up. Oh, wow. Okay. Stuff happened.
Yes, it did.
Oh, my. Oh. Okay. I'm catching up now. Thank you for the one up. Chomp, chomp. General Scott, I so appreciate that. We love the hippos here. Subi Sue, member for 11 months. Thank you so much. Said, hey, Kim, been busy working. Just joined. Much love to you. And I'm so glad you are here. Sarai just said, I didn't get a notification. Hi, Space Angels. Thank you, Sarai, for letting me know. Isn't that awesome? But thank you for being a member of 4 months. I so appreciate it. Thank you. Megas, thank you for gifting another membership. I hope you're doing okay. So kind of you. Rando's been a member for 2 months. Love this stream. We love you. Thank you. Average Supreme has been a member for 5 months. I put the hippo emojis. We love the house hippos here. General Scott gifted another 5 memberships. Thank you so much, Scott. You guys are amazing, and I love you guys so much. It's ridiculous. Wancho, hello, my brother. Nothing but love and respect for you, Kim. Big hugs right back at you, man. Thank you. Wancho's amazing, by the way. Like, truly. I just want to say, like, Wancho is a real one and is a great friend and a really great person. So, Pandora loves cats. Love being here. Love your opinions. Member for 3 months. Thank you so much, Pandora loves cats. I hope you and the cats that you love are doing well. Kyle, member for 3 months. Thank you for sending in that comic, by the way. It definitely made both producer sister and I laugh pretty hard. Kim, YouTube is such an oddity. Being you is why we are here. I so appreciate that. Thank you. I do appreciate that. Melissa Smith, member for 10 months. Kim streams make my day. I'm so happy when they do. Oh, I love doing this. I love doing it. It's so much fun. And it's great. Shauna, also, thank you so much for the super sticker, the $20 super sticker. That is so kind of you. And it's the pair going, you are amazing. Thank you so much. Okay, I think we are caught up. No? What happened now? Oh, okay. What happened now? Oh, no, we're not. Okay, Shauna also said member for 14 months. Thank you, Shauna. Love you. It's Kim. Keep trucking, sister. I am. It takes a lot to keep me down. No one's been successful so far. We'll put it that way. Average Supreme sent in a $10 super chat of the hippo going, thank you so much. The thumbs up. I realized my thumb was out of frame, right? Going like this, right? You all totally know exactly what I'm saying with my hands when I do this.
100%.
Yeah, 100%. Thank you so much. I so appreciate it. Okay. And Kyle just sent in a $3 super sticker of the dancing hippo. Thank you so much, you guys. That's so kind of you. I will say, if with the stuff that's like bothering me and everything else, I will say if you think you know someone that would like this community, feel free to like reach out to them and let them know that like this is here and it's fun, because I'm really focusing on building the community. It's very important to me, and I think it's probably the part of this that I feel is arguably the most important. That people have a place that they can go, that they feel like they belong, and that is safe and fun. And that is usually my number one priority before anything else. So if you think you know someone that could benefit from that, try us out. Could be fun. Let's just have a good time. All right. So flipping back over to the live chat.
Nope.
No? Oh my gosh. Benjamin, member for 3 months. Love you, Kim. You make me laugh so hard. I'm so glad I do make you laugh. I appreciate that. I don't feel like I'm a funny person a lot of the time, but then I'm just weird. So okay.
Nope.
No, another one? Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. Marsha Haas, member for 4 months. Love being here with my Space Angels, and we love having you. Thank you so much, Marsha. Okay. I am attempting to now look at the chat. Oh, Lulu's mom said I got unsubmed, but I rejoined. Like, what is happening? Why is this happening? Like, I know you love this show, Lulu's mom. I see you all the time. Like, I know you're You're here, and I feel that. It's just, oh. You said, don't be sad. We're here because you're here. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Let me just go here. Thank you guys for the encouragement. I will go back and I will look through this whole chat and read what you guys have to say after. I do try to do that after the show. Let me see here. Oh, Terry just said, personally, I think Reba has done better in singing, I guess, than acting would be the alternate. Yes, I know I'm going to get slammed for this. I was floored last night. I think she's great. I think Reba can do whatever she wants. I think she's one of those people, like one of those celebrities that if Reba wants to try it, she should. Mm-hmm. And I don't know who's really going to have a problem with it. Who hates Reba?
And why?
Yeah, can I just ask that? Like, who hates Reba and why? What is your problem with Reba? What has Reba done? Because I don't know. Let me see here. Okay. Oh gosh. Medora Art just said, how I wish there was a reaction to from Portugal. I know exactly what you're talking about. The Portuguese entry from 2019, where the guy jumps up and falls down. It was interesting. It was an interesting performance. I have to say, I was concerned about the safety of that dancer. I think I know exactly what you're talking about. Maybe we could talk about that with like a members only thing, because that would be funny. Lee Irby said, yes, let Justin Timberlake continue acting like a-hole towards Britney and let his career as a solo artist fall apart. If RCA can make Britney apologize to Justin, then make him do the same to Britney! Yes! I love that energy. I do. I mean, I want everybody to get along, genuinely. Like, if Justin did like a sincere apology and was like, I'm sorry, I'm putting this behind me, you know, I've talked to her, we're good, and she was like, we've talked, we're good, then I would be like, okay, we're done. It's over, right? But I don't think that's what's happening. Britney tried that didn't go over well. General Scott, I tell everyone about this community. I told my new mailman 2 hours ago. Hi, General Scott's mailman. You guys are wonderful. Thank you so much. Oh, yeah, Kyle. Choo-choo goes the love train. I appreciate it. Oh, you guys are amazing. Okay. Well, I think we are caught up. And I think the what may take a bit longer than normal, so I don't think we're going to do as long of a halftime.
Yep.
If that's okay with you guys. Sorry, I'm just checking. Okay, my chat just went like... I think you guys are flooding it a bit too much. It's having difficulty keeping up on StreamYard. Vicky A has been a member for 12 months. Thank you so much. Love your content, and it makes my day to watch you. Thank you so much, Vicky. I really do appreciate that. Oh, Alicia said, I've seen Reba live on Broadway. She's one of the most amazing people I have seen. I would believe that. Okay, let me see here. All right. Oh gosh, Carbonize. I say what like Flavor Flav. You're not wrong. Does Flavor Flav do cameo? Because would that not be amazing to have Flavor Flav be like, what at the beginning of this segment?
I don't think we can afford that.
If he's on cameo, we might be able to. Oh, please. I would pay for that. Producer sister.
I still don't think we can afford it.
I'm just saying. I think it would be great. It would be funny. Okay, so what we want to talk about today in our what the what is producer sister and I over the past week have been discussing Super Bowl halftime shows. Now, as normal, producer sister has been the one that has dug into the Super Bowl halftime show thing. She has watched far more than I have. I have seen a good amount of them over the years. I probably haven't seen all of them. Producer sister basically now has in recent history.
At least parts of all of them from like 1990 forward.
Yeah.
Didn't get into the 80s and back.
Yeah. So like we know this has been going on obviously for a very long time and we can't rank all of them. But I think it'll be fun. And I have to say, guys, there's one in particular where I'm going to steal the reins back because I saw one halftime show I had never seen before this week. It was a life-changing experience, and I am excited to go through this. So, Rolling Stone magazine, Rolling Stone's ranking of the Super Bowl halftime shows, and they basically took all of them and put them in a list. So, the idea of today is we're going to go through this list. We're going to have, you guys keep saying you want like a producer sister ItsKim podcast. That's basically what this may end up being.
Yeah.
But what we're gonna do is go through the their list, talk about whether or not we agree or we disagree on their ranking, and then share our opinions on each of them. And at the same time, thankfully with this one, because there isn't a huge amount of like reading for me to do, I can really keep the chat up so we can kind of have a really fun conversation about this. And I think this is going to be a really, really fun thing for us to do. And I promise there will be laughter.
So part of this, I just want to say at the beginning, is I am well aware that not all of these artists are going to be your cup of tea. Everyone doesn't have to have the same taste in music, and that will obviously impact where you put people on your rating. I think we're going to try to stay in the middle and not focus in on artists that we love or dislike kind of thing. But there's a lot of different varieties, and I think for the most part, both Kim and I are very eclectic in our music tastes. We like more than just pop, that kind of thing. I love 70s, 80s music. I listen to a lot of that, and across different genres. So in your comments, just please try to keep an open mind about, just because you don't like this artist doesn't mean they should be last.
Yeah. I think a lot of this is actually going to be about quality and whether or not it was like, okay. Also, I do want to let you guys know, we're doing our best to keep it at a minimum. There is still construction going on in the room beside us. We're trying to fix all of that. I didn't share this earlier, but we had a leak actually on our second floor, which then leaked into where Producer Sister's new kitchen is being built. We had a bubble in the ceiling.
The dishwasher exploded.
Yeah, the dishwasher exploded, and then we had like a river coming down into the new kitchen. It was very bad, but it has been fixed. Everything is fixed. And there is some repairing going on right now. That has to happen. So we're gonna do our best. Yeah, Alicia, like, oh yeah, no. It literally happened while we were getting off stream. Like, we got off stream, we walked out of the room, and there was the paint on the ceiling was down like this, like a massive bubble.
And there was water dripping out of one of the lights.
It was scary. It was very scary. Very thankful to have multiple friends who were electricians. Thank you to all of them.
Yep.
We had peace of mind. Everyone is safe, but it was scary. Yeah. It was very, very scary.
So it wasn't frozen pipes. The dishwasher malfunctioned and freaked out, basically, and the water pipe just went.
Yeah, so that's fun. We're hand washing dishes right now. It's a good time, and that's fine. It's fine. It's good. I mean, the dishwasher kind of sucked in the first place, to be fair. So, okay, so here we go. Let's go through it, and we're sorry if there's any noise coming through. If it is difficult to hear us, please let us know, and I will do what I can to fix it. Okay, so the one that they have put in absolute last place is Usher and Slash.
No, the Black Eyed Peas.
With the Black Eyed Peas, Usher and Slash from 2011. I do not have much memory of this one.
It's probably a good thing.
Is it really that bad?
Okay, well, we'll get into it, and as what you've seen of some of what happened in the 90s with the Super Bowl, for this to be ranked worse, that's a feat. So I would say, especially with bringing Slash out and Fergie singing Sweet Child of Mine with him, it was a little reminiscent of the national anthem.
Oh, was it reminiscent of the Good Morning America thing?
That I'm not sure. But
okay. I'm gonna be honest.
It was uncomfortable. She was like dancing up on him, and
all up on him, screaming, "Yeah." And we didn't scream yeah, even though Usher was there?
Yeah, but it was like during Sweet Child of Mine. And
Yeah.
it was awkward. There were mic issues in it that the mics weren't on at the right time.
Oh gosh.
At the end of Let's Get It Started, Taboo just walked off before the song was over.
Yeet.
I'm watching. I'm like, where are you going, dude? Like, come back. You're still singing.
Yeet. I have to. Okay. One of my probably guilty pleasures in the world are random pop culture moments that live in people's minds rent free, that are horrible, but yet they're so horrible you can't look away because they're that entertaining. One of my favorite examples of this is the scene from Raise Your Voice, the movie with Hilary Duff, where she stands up in the music class and she does this like weird vocal run thing to try to get like the solo. Guys, if you have never seen this scene, I will post it on Instagram again later today because I have it like bookmarked in my phone. I watch it whenever I want to laugh at something. I kid you not, there are at least 3 different vocalists that they use through this single run that she does. And it's so incredibly cringe and off-putting and horrible. I can't stop laughing. And honestly, I felt so vindicated because Jamie French, I don't know if any of you guys watch her on YouTube. I love her. She's awesome. She did a full review of that movie because of that scene, because somebody tagged her with that scene and was like, have you seen this? And she could not stop laughing. She's like, I have to watch this now. It is so cringy, but it is glorious. And by the same token, things like Fergie's national anthem, Fergie's performance on Good Morning America, where she randomly did, was it Barracuda?
Yeah,
it was like 8 o'clock in the morning and she was singing a really interesting cover of Barracuda, doing cartwheels, running across the stage, being like, oh, wow, like cartwheeling. And everyone was like, what is happening? It was weird. It was really weird. So for me, like the cringe stuff sometimes can be funny to me and live rent free.
I don't know. I think,
but maybe this was just disturbing.
It was so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I think like Usher was doing choreography with his sunglasses, so you know it's like top notch. And for me, one of the things with Super Bowl shows is you're just in the show and you kind of lose your sense of time. That's part of a good show for me, that you don't realize how long they've been going, or when it's over you're like, oh, that's it, like already. And it just felt long. Like I thought they were almost done.
Yeah.
And
it just went on and on and on.
I honestly thought Where Is the Love was the end.
I mean, that would have been a good ending.
Yeah. And then they went into the time and I got a feeling again. I'm like, okay, is it over now?
Okay, I found the clip of the Hilary Duff thing, guys. So if you guys have the ability to open up like another window and you want to watch it and you haven't seen it, there it is. It's 1 minute and 16 seconds. If you want to see it, it's gorgeous. It is amazing. It is iconic. Almost as iconic as her with Love Dance. I'm sorry. Give us nothing, Queen. Okay, so all right. Black Eyed Peas took the worst.
They took the worst.
They took the worst. Okay, let's keep going. 35 is everything from 1967 to 1989. Highlights include college bands. Okay, Up With People. Who's that?
It was a group. They did 5 years.
I don't know them. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to this man. I don't know who they are. Do they have like a big song that they performed 5 times? Carol Channing and Ella Fitzgerald, George Burns and Mickey Rooney, Chubby Checkers and the Rockettes, and Elvis impersonators in 1989?
Yep.
Okay.
So Up With People is actually a non-for-profit organization.
Oh, okay.
So they did not have a lot of big names headlining. Like you can see most of the names I put there were into the 80s. Like Carol Channing and Ella Fitzgerald were 72. And then at the end of 80s, you start getting closer to what we see as the Super Bowl today.
Okay.
But my word, the name of the game during those decades was marching bands. And I
Okay.
think that is why we now see, looking back and watching shows from like the last 20 years, there's a lot of marching bands
Okay.
that are incorporated into these artists' performances. And I think it's just them paying homage to what has come before them, which is kind of cool in a way.
Sorry, I just have to say, Sarai just watched the clip. Oh, wow, that didn't even sound like Hillary Duff. It's not. I'm telling you, it's at least 3 different people. And I'm pretty sure one of them is her sister. I don't know what is happening. What's going on? It's bizarre. Let me see here. Okay, so that was 35.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna do 34.
Welcome to Disney.
Oh gosh. Okay. Okay, so apparently throughout the 1990s, this was something that producer sister and I were basically today years old when we found out, and some of that is because
we were too young.
You know, we're born late 80s, early 90s, so a lot of this stuff through the 90s, it wasn't really what we were interested in, you know,
or just I don't remember it.
Yeah, like we were watching Sharon Lois and Bram.
Yeah,
and you know.
VeggieTales.
We were not paying attention to this stuff, in all fairness. So we're trying to educate ourselves, you know.
So basically this started last week that I started watching a different halftime show that we'll get to.
Oh gosh.
And I started watching and decided I could not keep watching without Kim, because this was something we needed to experience together.
I also feel like it's important to mention that as I was not feeling well last week, some of you know that as I live in Canada, and this is completely legal for us, medical green is a part of my treatment. And there was some medical green going on, and I was not sure if what I was seeing was real or not. All of it was real.
Yep.
But I honestly didn't want to believe that any of this was real.
It was real. So there's a theme here. And I started looking more at this in the 90s, and you can start to really pick out what network had the broadcasting rights based on what they did for the halftime show.
And ABC had it for quite a bit.
So ABC between 91 and 2000 had 3, and we'll show them to you.
All 3.
And oh goodness. Michael Eisner at his finest, you could tell his fingerprints are all over these things.
To be clear, just in case you guys aren't aware, Michael Eisner was the head of Disney, the whole company of Disney. And Michael Eisner had some very interesting ways of thinking about things and ways of doing business. And in some ways, he was very successful. In other ways, he ticked off a lot of people, including Robin Williams. It was not good. There were a lot of controversies. But Michael Eisner also reportedly was obsessed with trying to make Disney cool because his kid, his son or something, did not think that Disney was cool.
This did not help the
cause. And it meant that there were random things that were thrown into the Disney universe specifically to impress his son. They didn't work. Like, ever. So there always would be something that he would try to put in a hot musical act, but then also somehow wedge in something Disney they were trying to promote. And a lot of the time this came out with animated features. So whatever the big Disney movie was that was coming out that year, he had to find ways to jam that into other things. And it was very, very obvious at Disney parks.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time it didn't make any sense, and it was just very awkward and very cringe. So this was a performance. It's a Small World themed.
Yeah, it's a Small World, and 25 years of the Super Bowl was the theme. You know, in the 90s and back, every year had a theme. And okay. So the problem with this one, looking back in history, is it was just after, I believe, Desert Storm.
Mm-hmm.
They did do a tribute to military personnel, and all the kids who were on they brought in, I believe, were children of active military.
Mhm.
So I thought that was really cute.
It's very sweet.
And that was a really nice way to recognize those families. But there was also a message during the halftime show from President Bush and the First Lady.
Mhm.
So that kind of changes the vibe of it. But beyond that, they actually did a news report during the halftime slot. So this didn't air until after, which is,
What?
yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah.
Okay.
So it has also aged horribly.
That does not surprise me at all.
So all the kids come out and they're singing this song. And the main lyric is, "You gotta be a football hero to get along with the beautiful girls."
Yeah.
It's not creepy at all.
It's basically like telling a whole bunch of children, be a jock or you'll never get laid.
Yeah.
While also saying, support our troops.
Yeah.
With Disney characters running around in costume, followed by New Kids on the Block coming out and singing Step by Step.
Yeah. So you also have Minnie bringing out Warren Moon, who is a former football player, and singing the same song with all these little girls around. And then you have kids singing their own version of basically reciting all the different team names of teams in the league, but they're doing it to the music of Can't Touch This.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Which, oh dear.
Do. Like, the whole thing is like a fever dream. It's just absolutely
yeah.
insane. It makes zero sense.
And then, yeah, Step by Step, or New Kids on the Block comes out to sing Step by Step, but of course there's still all these little girls around them, and it's gonna get you, girl, it's just a matter of time.
Sitting on their lap being like,
yeah,
it's so messed up. It's so weird. This thing has aged like milk.
And then just to top it off at the end, when they're all singing It's a Small World, like these big, ginormous, creepy inflatables come out of Disney characters.
Okay, hang on. I want to see if I can find a picture of those inflatables because I feel like you guys aren't going to believe it. Disney, Superbowl.
Honestly, like, we'll get to the other two, but if you want a good laugh and just a full-out fever dream, just watch these three shows.
Yeah, it's guys, I recommend it. Get some snacks.
Yep.
Okay, you also have to forgive me because this is 1991. This looks like it was filmed with a potato.
Because it probably was.
So I'm gonna try to make this as big as I can. So the center there is the It's a Small World set, right? Yep. And then there's like your stage area, and then we've got like inflatable. I think that's Pinocchio, Donald, Minnie. I think. I don't know what that is.
I think it's Chip and Dale.
Is that Chip and Dale? Okay, Pluto and Daisy. Because it's there. That's it. I have no other. There's no other. Yeah.
It was a thing.
It was a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's that one. We can keep going. That's 33. Oh gosh.
The second part of the fever dream.
I'm gonna let you go for it. Need a minute.
So I know this was 2000, but it's so 90s. So for those who, I'm guessing a lot of you are not familiar with Illuminations and the Reflections of Earth show they did at Epcot at Disney.
So Disney World. One of the parks, they had a special celebration for the millennium called Tapestry of Nations. And it was supposed to be a whole thing about the human spirit coming together and all of us being like, yay, peace on earth, happiness in the new millennium. We know how well that's going.
Yeah. So they decided, and this is where you can really see Michael Eisner coming through, to do kind of a recreate, but not a recreate, because if you've ever seen Illuminations, it is predominantly a fireworks show with this light up mechanical globe that was in the middle of the seven the countries in World Showcase at Epcot, and they tried to recreate parts of it with pop stars. So they brought out Christina Aguilera and Enrique Iglesias to sing Celebrate the Future Hand in Hand. Yeah,
That's what Illuminations kind of looks
yeah,
like. It was really pretty. I miss
it's
it.
really pretty. It's a beautiful show. I love the music in it. It's something that I frequently still listen to, just because the music nerd in me loves the instrumental of it. However, this show, I don't know
Enrique
what
looks like
happened.
he's trying to hold in a poop while also attempting to extend his neck like a swan the entire performance. I know that doesn't sound like it makes any sense, but that is exactly what is happening.
Yeah. So first and foremost, all hail Phil Collins. He deserves to get his own Super Bowl show.
I'm so bummed about that now.
I love his music. Phil Collins, Genesis, Peter Gabriel halftime show. I am here for this. I doubt we'll ever get it, but I would love it.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, they had to get Tarzan Two Worlds in there because that was the latest one that came out.
And that's what I mean, that it's like this was a whole show that was based on a show that already existed within Disney parks that had absolutely nothing to do with Tarzan, but because Tarzan was coming out,
we're gonna sing
we
Two
have
Worlds.
to have Tarzan, so we're just gonna shove that in there. So which song fits the best out of all the Tarzan songs? We're gonna do Two Worlds. Okay.
So the finale is We Go On, which is a really pretty song, but Tony Braxton did it, lowered it as Tony Braxton does. And then at the end, you have Christina, Enrique, and Phil Collins come out and they're singing a bit with her. But
so we have, to be clarified, we have Enrique Iglesias, Christina Aguilera, Phil Collins, and Tony Braxton all singing together.
This is like the first one so far of why did you think these people fit together? I mean, sometimes you roll the dice on these combinations and they look really weird on paper and they totally work. And other times,
Nah,
no,
they don't.
But my favorite part is at the end where Christina is like fully singing a part of the song and they didn't turn the spotlight on. She's in the dark.
So her runs are like going absolutely crazy, because I don't know if you guys remember, like when Christina first came out, any opportunity she had to do a run, she took it and then she ran as far as humanly possible, to the point that it was actually like nauseating to a lot of people.
And then you're coming up to like the very end and like the second to last line that they're all supposed to sing together. And all you see is Enrique looking around trying to find someone to give him his cue of when he's supposed to start singing. He has no clue when he's supposed to start this line. It's just,
we didn't know either.
Did you not go to dress rehearsal? Like
this is cringe, Lisa. And the thing
cringe.
is, I want to clarify too, in case you guys are wondering, we cannot show you the videos of these. I actually did a video on Rihanna 2 years ago at the Super Bowl.
Last year.
Or was that last year?
That was last
year.
year.
Last year. And I had a very short shot of the show. There was no audio. I had it mirrored and I had it framed. And I had adjusted the levels, so in no way was it identical to the original airing. NFL hit me. Like they went hard. So I just learned, even if it's a short video clip that doesn't even have audio, NFL doesn't allow it. It's bad. So I'm not risking that. So that's why we have the photos, and that's why we're talking about it.
Yeah. And also, if you look at the background behind Christina and Enrique, you can kind of see like the choir people in these weird bunny costumes.
Yeah, they look like bunnies.
I don't know why. Just why.
Yeah. So yes, we had Tony Braxton, Enrique Iglesias, Christina Aguilera, and Phil Collins all singing a song based on an attraction show at Epcot while surrounded by a choir of bunnies.
And a lot of other things that didn't make that picture. Just,
guys, this is real. I don't know how else to tell you this. Anyway, okay, so that's 33.
Yep.
32, Gloria Estefan, Olympic figure skaters, Brian Botana, Dorothy Hamill. What?
Yes.
This is one I have not seen.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what?
Yes. Look at the list of songs.
What? We went from Frosty the Snowman to
But
Don't Stop Me Now?
But it's not Frosty. It's this weird rendition of Frosty. Dance the Sugar Plum Fairy. I was like, what is this? At that point, the Super Bowl was in January.
Still, like, the Nutcracker's done, guys.
Well, it's not Christmas.
We're not doing that anymore. That happened in December.
Yeah. Yeah, so they were rapping children singing this version of Frosty.
Rapping them?
Yes,
like
rapping.
In wrapping paper?
No, like a rapper.
Oh, they were rapping like it was a hip hop version.
Yes.
I thought you were talking about wrapping up kids.
No.
We did that to one of my friends in high school. We all almost got suspended. So I'm like, we just thought it'd be funny for a picture for the yearbook, and we all got in trouble.
Yeah. A lot of awkward dancing. Synchronization, not a thing.
Oh gosh. And you're doing a dance of the Sugar Plum Fairy and you're not synchronized?
No.
Bro.
So they did this salute to the Olympics, which is why Brian Boitano and Dorothy Hamill were there.
Which, of course, now I'm having South Park flashbacks. Thank you for that, Brian Boitano.
You're welcome.
Gosh.
And they made these little snowflake ice or sheets of ice for them to skate on during it, but there's barely any space on them. So basically all they can do is spin.
Woohoo.
And on one of the points of the snowflake, there is ice. So they would go up the point and then skate down it to try to get some amount of momentum to even have the ability to spin. But it was so small. It was kind of like, what was the point?
This was poorly executed.
Yes.
I think is a good way to put it. Okay. We have to watch this one later.
The other thing is the Don't Stop Me Now.
Yeah.
Is not the lyrics that you know. They rewrote the words.
They rewrote a Queen song?
Yes.
What was wrong with it in the first place?
Nothing.
Leave Queen alone.
So Gloria didn't even come out until the last two songs.
Okay.
So all of that has happened prior to her even showing up.
Okay.
She was good. I will say this was, as far as I can tell, the last one for halftime shows that had only or did not have the option of wireless mics. So that was something I tried to keep in mind when I was watching them, of what was the technology constraints at that time.
That's fair.
So she was not really moving around a lot. She wasn't really dancing and that because she had a wired mic.
Fair. Get that.
So after this, 93 was Michael. That's the first one I could really see without going back through the 80s, but I don't really think they had wireless mic technology in the 80s. That Michael was the first to use the wireless mics. And that gives you so much more freedom of what you can do as a performer.
Yeah, that's fair. But
now,
I mean, it still doesn't justify the changing the lyrics of Don't Stop Me Now having that in the same thing with Dance of the Sugar Plum Fairy with nobody synchronized on with the rapping Frosty.
Not at all. I just
can't believe this is real.
Trying to give her credit of what her limitations were at that time.
Yeah. We're considerate of context here.
Yeah.
Okay, next one.
Here you go.
This is my favorite. Okay, hang on. I have to explain this now.
Yeah,
we're taking this down. Okay.
This is the third part of the fever dream.
So this was the one that producer sister showed me. And I'm going to try to explain what happens in this Super Bowl performance. Are you guys ready? Because I was not. This Super Bowl performance is based on a Disneyland attraction. Okay, so again, hi Michael Eisner, shoving in whatever he could to promote. And it was the new Indiana Jones attraction. So it's Indiana Jones themed. As in like Raiders of the Lost Ark, Temple of Doom, Indiana Jones. Okay? So the plot of this show, the Vince Lombardi Trophy has been stolen and taken to the Temple of the Forbidden Eye. The Temple of the Forbidden Eye is the name of the attraction.
And if you don't know, the Vince Lombardi Trophy is the trophy you win at the Super Bowl.
And as we see here, we have the people in the temple, all like, yay, we have trophy, and then we have drummer guy.
Yep.
I have a lot of questions about this person. They keep cutting to him, and I don't know why. It makes zero sense. Okay. Then the temple guardian, Patti LaBelle, shows up and sings Release Yourself.
Because what else would you do?
Okay. So that happened. Then arriving on the scene via parachute, Indiana Jones and Marion recaptured the trophy after lighting a guy on fire and retreat to a busy nightclub called Club Disneyland. Now, I wanted to mention here, so there they are. They have like these stunt doubles basically of trying to be Harrison Ford, and I cannot remember the name of the actress that played Marion. I'm so
Karen
sorry.
Allen.
Sorry?
Karen Allen.
Karen Allen. So they have these stunt doubles, and they have this like kind of dubbed lines for the both of them. It's very awkward. I also could not help but be distracted by the massive Doritos floor mural that was advertised throughout this Indiana Jones themed performance, where we then went into a nightclub called Club Disneyland. But to continue to make this weird, Tony Bennett shows up to entertain the patrons performing Caravan, which at one point, okay, and this is not a slow song, at one point, Indy and Marion are slow dancing.
Yep.
And it just feels like this makes no sense at all. Like at this point, I'm just looking at producer sister being like, this has to be the...
It's real.
To be what I've taken. Like, this isn't real. This can't be real, but it is real, and it keeps going. The club is then infiltrated by members of the temple, and in the ensuing brawl, Indy and Marion get separated, with the attackers making off with both Marion and the trophy.
Yep. And they did not do the infamous pew pew scene.
No, they didn't do the pew pew scene, but there is a sword fight.
There's a sword fight.
There's a sword
and
fight.
There is the snakes.
So, again, to clarify, we have a club called Club Disneyland where Tony Bennett is performing that then gets infiltrated by people from a temple that want their trophy back. There's a sword fight. Somebody gets lit on fire. I don't know what's happening anymore. Like, why? So Jones returns to the Temple of the Forbidden Eye, and without looking into the eyes of Mara, which apparently was significant for some reason, saves Marion and reclaims the trophy, vowing to give it to the winner of the Super Bowl. That's in the dub text. So instead of it belongs in a museum, this goes to the winner of the Super Bowl. In response, LaBelle sings New Attitude. You'd think this is the end, and it couldn't get any weirder, but it do. Remember how we talked about that whole thing about how Eisner had to have the Disney animated movies, like the big ones, somehow referenced in whatever he did? Yeah, so the adventure concludes with Bennett joining LaBelle for a rendition of Can You Feel the Love Tonight? Yeah. Yes, Average Supreme, this is all the same show.
That's what I'm telling you. If you want to have a good fever dream, get some food, get some drinks, the 3 Disney shows from 91 to 2000. Yeah.
Guys,
it's an experience.
I don't know what we had to pause it multiple times because I was screaming. I was absolutely screaming and just being like, I can't handle this. And a part of me was also like, okay, personally, I think this is the worst. In my ranking of Super Bowl shows, this is the worst because this was absolutely insane. It made zero sense. It was the most awkwardly executed thing I've ever seen. And the thing is, like, I feel like when you look at the New Kids on the Block one, like, they wanted to support the military.
Yeah.
You know, they wanted to do something about unifying people. It was kind of pretty. It was kind of beautiful in that sense. You know, it's a small world after all. We're all connected. Okay. But poorly executed.
Yes.
But the thought was there. The Tapestry of Nations thing that they did, the Disney one. Again, the actual things that they are referencing, the shows are beautiful and very entertaining and were very successful. They were great. But then you get to this one It feels so disjointed. So strange. It doesn't make any sense. This shouldn't have been a thing. Why did someone in the room not go, this is a bad idea?
You wonder with this stuff, how did it get past the boardroom table?
Yeah. And this is also now, when I think about this, I'm like, the fact that this is in existence, I don't understand how anything could be considered worse than this.
Yeah.
I don't. We had an Indiana Jones show that closed with Tony Bennett and Patti LaBelle singing Can You Feel the Love Tonight? Does that make sense to anyone?
No.
Because it doesn't to me.
There's so many
KJ,
other people.
Yeah, could definitely use a mega pint. Highly recommended if you're going to sit down and watch these, because I can't. All right.
There are other people you could have got to sing that.
Yeah, it was awkward. Okay, so number 30. Interesting. Pete Fountain, Doug Kershaw, and Irma Thomas.
Yeah.
I don't know these people. I'm very sorry.
So Irma Thomas is a singer.
Mm-hmm.
Pete Fountain is a clarinet player. So he played When the Saints Go Marching In. Again, this one is based on its theme. It was Snoopy's birthday.
Snoopy's birthday was a theme?
Yeah.
Was it a big birthday for Snoopy?
Or it was the 40th anniversary of Peanuts. So,
well, I mean, if you have a dog that lives 40 years, I would understand having a party, but this is a strange one to have.
So it's literally a salute to New Orleans, and the 40th anniversary of Peanuts is the theme. So full out marching bands.
They thought this was a good theme, though.
They literally sang "Happy Birthday"
to Snoopy.
And then the other big thing that I saw was Irma comes out to sing. I can't see a mic. She's not holding anything. I don't see anything on like a lapel mic or...
So it was dubbed.
It was fully dubbed. But at the same time, there's a choir coming on stage behind her. You can hear them, but all the people walking on stage are not singing. Like lip syncing, nothing.
That's bizarre.
Yeah. I was like, guys, are you singing or not? Because not good. Yeah. It was rough.
I just realized I put up a picture of Harmonious instead of Illuminations.
Oh,
I'm sorry. Don't worry about it. It's not that important at the end of the day.
Yep.
Okay,
yep.
That was destroyed. The Blues Brothers did one in 1997. I did watch this one.
Yep.
Yeah, so it was the Blues Brothers, ZZ Top, and James Brown, and Catherine Cryer. Now, I have to say, the Blues Brothers at the beginning, it was very interesting. I was like, this is weird.
Yeah.
And I think this was actually the first 90s one that we watched.
We watched the Disney trifecta, I think, and then we watched this one.
Yeah, and I was concerned, but I have to say, when James Brown hopped out, I never would have ever thought that was coming. And then ZZ Top doing legs, where they just had a whole bunch of dancers all spreading their legs and many, many legs.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it was cool for a whole bunch of girls to go spread eagle, but it wasn't cool for one of Janet Jackson's nips to be shown.
So I did find out, one of the things I always look for is what is the connection between the different artists, and is it organic or is it forced? So I did find out the original Blues Brothers movie in 1980, James Brown was in it.
Oh, okay.
So
that
would
make more
connection.
Sense. Okay, that's fair then.
I don't know how ZZ Top.
It's just strange to me because I'm ignorant to it.
Yeah, but I was like, at least that makes the connection a bit more organic. Yeah, I still don't know how ZZ Top fit in, but it was cool having all the motorcycles on the field. And
sorry, Katie Artist 94, you are killing me. Oh my gosh. That is a deep cut. I'm going to try to keep my composure. We'll keep going because that whole situation sucked.
Yeah.
But well played. Well played.
Yeah.
Um,
And then, sorry, they all did Give Me Some Lovin' at the end.
It was very strange.
Yeah. And that's the other thing, too, is when you have multiple artists, especially multiple artists headlining, are they really playing off one another? Or is it, this should have been two separate shows?
Yeah.
As I'm watching this one, it was the Blues Brothers as the headliner and then with the other people. But they did intertwine them pretty well. And for what it was, I guess.
It was better than the Disney ones.
Yeah.
I will agree with that on this ranking.
That may be part of it, that I had just watched the 3 Fever Dreams. So we got to this.
Yeah.
And the bar was not high.
Yeah, fair. Okay, so 28. Maroon 5. I agree with this.
There you go.
I'm sorry. I didn't enjoy Maroon 5s.
No.
I just didn't. One, I was disappointed with how they were supposed to be like the SpongeBob SquarePants integration.
It was.
That really fell flat.
Squidward introduced Travis Scott.
But the thing is, what my understanding of this, and please correct me in the chat if I am wrong, I'm trying to remember this to the best of my ability. I believe the creator of SpongeBob had a dream to have it open the Super Bowl at some point, and then he passed away. So the idea of having this was actually in tribute to him, and it had been hyped up so much, like people thought that like the song was actually going to be played, but it wasn't. So there were a lot of people that were like, okay, so you hyped this up forever, and then we got absolutely nothing, and then we're left with Maroon 5 and Travis Scott.
Yep.
And Adam Levine just taking his shirt off and not singing super great to the best of my memory. It was very uncomfortable. It was really uncomfortable, and it was such a messed up one that I was like, this is just I was
It was a thing.
It was a thing. I wasn't impressed. We'll put it that way.
Awkward, and especially too, like watching that one and watching some of these other bands that we'll get to, and just the difference in how they commanded the stage and just their presence and all that. Yeah, they got some work to do.
Yeah. And I don't have a very high opinion of Travis Scott, so
no
offense.
And like Adam yelling, "Can I play some guitar for you right now?"
That's why you're here.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. I feel like the only time that works is when it's like, I don't know. I have flashbacks to Unicorn and Eurovision of, you want to see me dance?
Yeah.
Everybody's like, yeah, we do. But then at least she hit the floor.
Yeah.
She hit the floor and she did really good. So anyway, that's a whole nother thing.
Thank you to Shauna for just letting me know. ZZ Top was on the soundtrack for Blues Brothers too.
Okay, so there is a connection. Okay, so there was thought.
Yeah.
This is good. We like enjoy that. When people think.
Which is probably why it didn't completely fall flat of a integration of artists like some of the other ones do.
Yeah. Okay, we'll keep going. 27 was The Who. They can do whatever they want.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't have a lot of notes on this one. It was a rock show. They did their thing.
Okay.
Kind of. There was some cool lighting effects, but they didn't try to be something that they weren't, which I do respect.
Yeah.
I know they weren't ranked high because they didn't have a lot of the other flashy stuff and whatnot that we've come to expect more of over the last couple decades.
Mm-hmm.
But they were them. And I'm going to have similar feedback for a few more like this of that's who they are. And that's who they should be in a Super Bowl performance. You don't want to... They got to this point because of who they are. It's not... you're not going to expect them to be something different in the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm. Okay, are you ready to keep going?
Yeah.
Okay. 26 was Clint Black, Tanya Tucker, Travis Tritt, and the Judds.
Yeah.
Interesting. Oh, Love Can Build a Bridge.
Yes.
What? I always think of Britney on that one because Britney sang that on Star Search.
So I had some feelings about this.
Okay, I haven't seen it, so I can't really comment on it that much.
You have to know that this is the year after Michael.
Oh.
You're literally following up Michael.
I mean, no one wants to be following up Michael Jackson, in all fairness.
No.
That would be a nightmare.
It was a country one, which is
Okay.
I'm not as familiar with country music, so
Yeah,
I'm not going to
admittedly.
say.
Yeah.
But I will say, if you look in that picture, you had Stevie Wonder. Why?
Has Stevie ever done one?
He has been in one, yes.
Okay.
But you had Stevie Wonder. Superstition, people. Like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh.
I have questions.
I
Yeah.
have so many questions.
Yeah.
You had this opportunity and you didn't take it. And he has decades worth of material. It would have been awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, that's perplexing.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
If you're going to try to follow up Michael, Stevie's not a bad option.
Mm-hmm. Yep, fair. 25 is Janet Jackson, P. Diddy, Nelly, Kid Rock, Justin Timberlake, and Jessica Simpson. And we have questions about why Jessica Simpson was there.
Why is she listed?
Because she really didn't do anything.
She introduced it at the beginning. She didn't sing.
Yeah. I also just want to say that, like, a producer sister and I have had many a conversation about this performance. As I'm sure many of you have had conversations in your life about this performance. I would highly recommend if you're interested about what the heck happened with this. Janet Jackson did a documentary about it. It was quite eye-opening, the whole situation. But I do think that it is really interesting that the big issue with this show was obviously the wardrobe malfunction, but it was such a short period of time, and the adult themes throughout the show had already been there.
Yep.
Throughout. And it was in no way just Janet. But it was cool for the guys to be that hypersexual, for lack of a better term, and for Janet it wasn't okay.
Because you literally have Nelly singing Hot in Here.
Yeah.
And if you know the lyrics to Rock Your Body, and literally the line he was singing when it happened
was I'ma have you
by the end of
this
this song.
Like, it was so weird. And I am of the belief that Janet Jackson was treated horribly in the aftermath of this. I do not think it was fair. I do not say that she had no fault in the whole situation by any means, but I also don't believe that she was the one that should have taken the fall. And certainly that if Justin was allowed to come back and perform in his own show, why that was not extended to Janet.
Because she was awesome.
Janet is awesome. Janet is flawless. Janet is a queen.
And why they needed that many artists, especially because they were all listed as the headliners.
Yeah.
There was no feature listed. She has the catalog to do the whole thing herself. She didn't need all of these other people.
Mm-hmm.
And she only did 2 songs.
And that's the thing. I kind of wish that it was just her.
Like, you didn't need Justin to come out at the end to do Rock Your Body. She could have done like Control or something and owned it. It would have been great.
Well, okay. I gotta check my timing here. 2004.
Yeah.
Okay. Demita Joe.
Yes.
Was coming out like a month later.
Yeah. And that's what killed the album.
Yeah. Although, I guess, what was the first, what is it called? No, Just a Little While was the first single.
Okay.
And that was released in February. I was February 2nd. Can we please talk about that? If Janet had her own full Super Bowl show, there was a chance that we might have gotten All Night, Don't Stop.
Oh. Yes, please.
I'm bitter.
I am still team she deserves to get her own show.
Oh, she deserves everything. Give her everything. Anyway, okay.
If Justin can come back and do another show and have his own headlining show, so should she.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, next one. 24, Boys to Men. Okay. Wow, I haven't seen this one, but this is a lineup.
This was a lineup, and this
wow.
one, I don't quite know why it's ranked so low, because the idea of it was the 40th anniversary of Motown, which was cool.
That's awesome.
And yeah, salute to Motown's 40th anniversary. So you've got various artists here through different decades of Motown.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really cool. And songs from different decades. And just having all of that come together, you had crossover between different artists.
I mean, just the fact you got Smokey and the Temptations, like, that's awesome.
And then you have like Queen Latifah and Boyz II Men, which is more modern at that time of Motown artists. For those who don't know, Paper by Queen Latifah is a cover of I Heard It Through the Grapevine. Okay. So that kind of hit different decades as well.
Interesting.
So it was really neat. I thought it was fun. And then everybody did Dancing in the Street at the end, which is a fun
I actually
song.
want to see this.
Yeah, it was good. Martha, definitely not my favorite singer.
Okay.
However, it was fun.
Yeah.
I liked this one. I thought it should be a bit higher.
Yeah. No, I think that's great. That looked like fun. Okay. Next one, 23, was Justin Timberlake. Okay, no, I don't even need...
There's so...
I gotta breathe for a minute before I say anything. Hang on.
Between literally not starting the show with Rock Your Body, but it was the first, like, full song, because they did Filthy, which was the single at the time, and then you just launch into that, felt kind of not okay.
Now here's the thing. Obviously, I have reasons as a Britney fan that I do not like Justin Timberlake. I also have reasons as a Janet fan that I don't like Justin Timberlake. I think it was absolutely disgusting that he was allowed to perform Rock Your Body again. That's my opinion. But the thing that makes me the most angry about this is Prince.
Yeah, and that's what was my
Because for those of you that don't know, Prince did not like Justin Timberlake. He did not. Prince also was against having holograms of himself. It was written, I believe, in his will that he didn't want that, or he had said it publicly, or whatever. I believe Prince made some comment when Back came out, just kind of saying, like, I think it was something to do, he basically just said, like, but it never left. Like, why this is kind of silly. And he just really wasn't a big fan of Justin in the first place. So Justin then, in the song Give It To Me, there's a lyric of, you say sexy never left, why is everybody on my ish, don't hate on me just because you didn't come up with it. That is at Prince, allegedly. So this guy then has the audacity to go, I'm going to put Prince, who before he passed said, I don't want a hologram, I want a hologram in my show of Prince. The absolute insanity of that and the disrespect is incredible. So then they put up a pre-recorded video of Prince instead with Justin. But again, I'm going to say, I don't believe if Prince was alive that he would have wanted to be there in any capacity. Because that is so not the image that Prince gave before he passed. It just felt so gross.
Yeah.
And this is the thing. So it's like, separate from Janet, separate from Britney, separate from all of that, the Prince disrespect, I can't.
Yeah.
That's my rant on that.
And I think this is too high. Because
this is disgusting.
All the things that happened outside of this show.
Rando, I put your comment up because I agree.
Yeah, it's just not. It was not a good look. It was, again, all about what he wanted and ignoring everybody else. And
why would you want to, like, Justin, like, you knew you went to the point of dissing him in a song.
And now you're gonna
And
turn
now you're
around.
gonna put it like, just stop. Like, it's just so ridiculous.
And I know it was in Minnesota, but
I don't care.
no.
Prince didn't want to be there, in my opinion. I can't speak on behalf of Prince because he's not here, but that's kind of the point.
Yeah.
Don't drag him into something that he can't defend himself. He can't say anything when he was very clear when he was alive.
Well, if
Ah.
you have someone you want to be a part of your show and you think they would say no if they were alive to being in it, and then putting them in it anyway through whatever digital means, it's just not, it doesn't feel right. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
and it was in
uncomfortable.
Minnesota too. I love somebody going like, what?
It was in Minnesota.
Exactly, and that's what I mean. Just like the disrespect was incredible, and I think a lot of people didn't understand the history of why it was so offensive and why it was so terrible.
And it felt uncomfortable before I even started watching it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He can go in last for me.
Yeah.
Just because of the Prince disrespect. Everything else I will ignore for the moment. But the Prince disrespect for me, that's bye. Okay, 22. Gloria Estefan. Okay, so she was here again.
She came back.
Good.
She
Stevie
got us-
Wonder.
Yep.
Excellent. Big Bad Voodoo Daddy. And Savvy and Glover.
So this one starts with E.T. turning the stadium lights on.
What?
Yeah.
In 1999?
In 1999.
Why?
I don't know. It was weird.
Why did E.T. come to the Super Bowl in 1999?
I don't
Didn't
know.
E.T. come out like in the 80s?
Yeah, because it's young Drew Barrymore. It would have been 80s. Yeah. So that was fun. I know someone mentioned in the comments before that during the first one that Gloria was in, she wasn't moving much because she was recovering from a bus accident. So thank you for letting me know. I'm sorry, I can't remember who said that.
I'm sorry, Katie. Stop it.
No. So it would make more sense now to me because when I was watching it, it looked like she was having a lot more fun. She was moving around more. She was dancing. Yeah, she just looked a lot more comfortable. I Wish by Stevie Wonder was a lot of fun.
Okay, I feel like I have to explain this in case some people don't get it because this is gonna go away. My friend Lewis, who has 2 channels on YouTube, Nerd Report and Nerd Report Daily, he has done a lot of stuff on radio and has done a lot of interviews, and so he was invited to a promo event for E.T. when it was remastered and released on DVD for the first time. And they had Industrial Lights and Magic there to film some like fun promos and stuff, which is like the special effects company that was basically originated with George Lucas for Star Wars. So very, very interesting, incredible technology, incredible people. He was very humbled to be a part of it. And so he shot this little mini commercial where E.T. talks to him and then he does this like monologue back at E.T. of like, it's been 30 years, E.T., since you've been gone, but now you've been remastered and we can all experience you again for the first time. And the whole thing of it is absolutely hilarious. Lewis didn't do anything wrong. The whole thing of it is just so absurd. And then at the very end, he plugs his thing at the time, Nuke the Fridge. I think he still has that account. Nuke the Fridge, and he's like us on Facebook. Please like it. And we'll keep in touch. And it ends, and it's just the most, like, we had no idea. He made us watch it one day on the live, no context. We had no idea what was going on. And I was absolutely crying. I actually have it saved. I have that whole thing saved because I was weeping. At one point, Andy just had to take me off because I was, like, under my desk laughing.
She broke.
And then at the same time, our friend Jody was also watching, and he's in the chat like, Lewis, what is this? Oh, Jody has to come on. So by the end of this, we're all just dying laughing. We could not handle it. It was ridiculous. And I now have this love for that clip so much because it just brings me so much joy. And I also have to clarify too, we couldn't stop laughing because we were taking it in. And that was the time when Lewis decided to tell us that the person who directed the clip, unfortunately, had passed away from cancer. but we all couldn't stop laughing for what we had just witnessed. So the clip makes it look like we're laughing at the fact that this woman passed away from cancer, which we are not. And it just continued to just get worse and worse and worse. And it was nuts. It was so funny. Yeah, exactly. Louis, while I was on that show, it was amazing. I peed my pants.
So I looked it up. The show was preceded with a brief skit featuring Gloria and Stevie with the character E.T., who had appeared in a Super Bowl advertisement run for that night for the show's title sponsor, Progressive Auto Insurance.
Okay.
Yep. So that justified E.T. being there.
Because of Progressive?
Yes. It was the 90s, Kim.
I wonder if this was the same marketing team that was just like making these choices.
Things went weird.
Yeah. Yeah, Lulu's Mom, he was so serious, which made it priceless. We love Lulu's, and that's the thing. He took it very seriously, and he did a good job. And I could tell he was following the prompts. He was doing what the directors were telling him. Yeah, and that's Medora art. Okay, that's so sweet, but that cannot be explained with words. It can't. It can't. I don't know if I can show the ET clips right. That's the other problem too, is that there's music in the background from ET, so every time Lewis plays it, he has to like mute it partially because if he doesn't, he gets claimed, even though he's in it. It's so strange. It's so strange.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. There's no way to explain that, guys. There's just none. Okay, we got to keep going. We're just gonna talk about ET, but I'm glad that Gloria came back, and I'm glad Stevie came back.
Yeah,
that's a good thing. Oh, 21, Shania Twain, No Doubt. Okay, so she has done a Super Bowl.
Yes, she has.
Very cool, and I love that No Doubt's there too, with Sting.
Yes.
Oh, this is a fun performance then.
This one was weird, and this is where
there's only 4 songs.
Yeah. So Shania came out and did her thing, and then No Doubt came out, and then they did Message in a Bottle. Gwen sings with Sting, and actually did a really good job. They did a really great job with Message in a Bottle. And then it was over. Shania did not come back out for the end. It was very much Shania's performance, and then No Doubt and Sting.
So that probably could have been executed better.
It could have. There was zero interaction between Shania and No Doubt.
That's a bummer.
Yeah. It felt like 2 different shows.
Now I want Shania and Gwen to perform together. This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I would have felt robbed.
Yeah.
I would have felt robbed.
And for that reason, I almost feel like this is a little too high, just because it was so disjointed. It didn't feel like a cohesive show.
I totally get that.
And totally not because I think either one did bad. It just didn't flow together. It was very like finished, and you could literally hear the silent second or 2 in between, and then Just a Girl started. Like it didn't even overlap.
Yeah.
They did not work together at all, it looks like. You wouldn't have even had to do a rehearsal together.
No.
In any way, shape, or form.
Maybe that was the plan.
Yeah, I don't know. It just felt weird.
Very strange. Okay, so now we're top 20.
Yep.
The Weeknd. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now we're going to start getting into some of the ones.
Yeah, now we're going to start having opinions.
Yeah.
Okay, so full bias.
The bad ones are bad, and it's now you start getting
now we get into some of this is going to be personal preference, some of this is going to be different things. We've actually talked about this one quite a bit because The Weeknd, or Abel, he is from very close to where I grew up, and I was introduced to him before he really had a deal of any kind. I listened to his mixtapes, the original mixtapes, not trilogy, before that. And I was absolutely obsessed with the mixtapes. They were incredible. And as he has risen in fame and in notoriety, it's kind of, there's definitely a part of me that's just like, this has been such an interesting ride to watch him develop as an artist. And the fact that he did House of Balloons, which is from his mixtapes, I was screaming
She
my
was
face
so
off
excited when it started.
because it was just such a full circle moment, and I think there was a lot of that for us. And just so
so
good.
he was also dealt a harder hand
Hmm.
than any other performance because this was the year of Rona.
Mhm.
So there were very few people in the stadium. So
Mhm.
you did not have that energy. He had to do a social distanced halftime show,
Yes.
which makes it that much harder. And I know there's a few of you in the chat asking about the bandages on the face and that, and I'm guessing that's why they had to incorporate masks in some way.
And that was partially a bit of actually the plot line too
Yes.
of Starboy.
Yep.
There was a whole thing about that, about transformation of the person. So I'm guessing maybe this was their way of doing it, that they also could have people closer together safely.
Yep.
So
you had those obstacles stacked against him from the get-go. So you weren't going to be able to have a full big show like some of the artists could.
mhm. And the other thing is, I would say too, for those of you that aren't super familiar with his catalog, a lot of it would not be considered family friendly.
Yeah.
And he made a very conscious decision to do a show that would be good for families.
Mhm.
And I think he did it. I think he did it very well.
Yeah.
And it's hard when there's like even the lyrical content of The Hills, right?
Mhm.
It doesn't take a lot to figure out what that song is about. Um you just read it, read the lyrics, you know what it's about. It's a very difficult catalog to make it family friendly, and I think he did an excellent job.
Yeah. Alicia just said the flow into each song was seamless.
It was
And
gorgeous.
I love the transition from House of Balloons to Blinding Lights.
Which again, that for me was such a beautiful moment. I think I actually cried.
You did.
Because hearing House of Balloons go into Blinding Lights, which was such a massive song at the time, and just seeing the Toronto boy like rise the way he did.
Yeah.
My heart was done. My heart was done.
Yeah. And you also have he didn't have any yes.
Yeah.
Again, I'm guessing because of all the other restrictions he had to deal with and trying to put this on.
I also wonder if his decision to not have any people, maybe he like any extra, like any features,
Mhm.
um, was probably because he really looks up to Michael Jackson.
Yep.
And I don't believe Michael had any features
He
on
did not.
his. And he wanted to have that moment, so he stuck to his guns probably and did that. I just there's a lot about it that if you are a fan of his, it's layered, and it was such a beautiful moment. And especially going through the Rona, for me, just seeing, Toronto boy taking it home just made me so happy. So that's
Yeah.
just me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I love Sarah B. You did. Lol. I did. I cry at everything. I cry. I'm like Kristen Bell. On the emotional scale, if I'm below a 3 or above a 7, I'm crying. It's just it's happening. Okay. 19, Bruno Mars.
And the Chili Peppers.
Ah.
I have mixed feelings about this. I love Bruno Mars.
Yes.
I think he's an excellent performer.
Yes.
He commands the stage so well.
Mhm.
And just to kind of reiterate that, we were talking about different halftime shows over the weekend, and our dad was like, "Who was that guy with the dancing?" And just started talking. He still remembers Bruno,
Mhm.
and that's not his music genre, but he still remembers that one just because of how he commands the stage. However, I don't get the Chili Peppers in here.
It's
It
a
was
strange
weird
mashup.
combo.
And the other thing I will say, as much as I do like Bruno,
Yeah.
this is very early on in his
Yeah.
career.
And that was my next point.
I think it would have been better if he did it solo a few years later.
Yeah.
Like, because this is prior to like Uptown Funk. This is prior to 24 Karat.
He
This
had
is
2 albums out.
Yeah.
That's a really small catalog to be doing the Super Bowl. And no offense to the song, but like Runaway Baby being a part of your Super Bowl set list, you know you're
Well, looking at it now, right? It's
yeah.
like he is incredible,
He
and
is.
I don't want people to think that we don't like Bruno, because we absolutely do. I would just like to see Bruno. I wish he could have a Super Bowl performance, for example, now
Yeah.
with everything,
Yeah.
because it would be an incredible,
Yes.
incredible show. But
Because he's so good at performing.
yes, yes. So that's
And that's some of the argument I've been seeing too with people who want various artists to do like next year's Super Bowl and that. Sitting there reading some of these names, and I agree they could put on a great show, but I don't think they have enough yet.
Yeah. Look, we talked about this a little bit before, and I had mentioned that I think one day Doja Cat is
Yeah.
going to do an incredible Super Bowl performance. I don't know if she's ready yet, but I think by the time she, like, she's going to probably do Say So,
Mhm.
Vegas, she'll do probably she's got a good amount of songs that are popular, that have transcend, like, it, that genre bend and bring people together. And as much as I would absolutely love to see Doja Cat get up there and do I'm a Cow, I know that's
Yeah.
not going to happen. Um can you imagine the censors?
Because
I'm not a cat. I don't say meow.
another one I've seen a lot of is Harry Styles.
Yes.
Now, if you were going to do something with One Direction,
Mm-hmm.
then that would probably work. But I think he would be able to put on a better Super Bowl show if you waited a few years and he had a bit more of a catalog.
Mhm.
It's not that he wouldn't do a good job now. I just think it would be better in a few years.
I think we did mention this also briefly when we were talking about this before, that it would be really, I think it'd be really cool to have a Super Bowl performance of boy bands, but do it like, have New Kids on the Block come back and have a better Super Bowl than
Yeah.
whatever that was.
Yeah.
BSB, and then bring in One Direction and kind of have like 3 generations of just massive boy bands, and I think that would be a really, really fun show.
Yeah. And I think too, there's already a connection because BSB and New Kids have already done a tour together.
Yes.
So that relationship has been formed.
So
Yeah.
I think that could be neat. But anyway, that was kind of like a whole discussion that we had. But
Yeah.
Okay. 18 was Usher from last night,
Yep.
because they updated their ranking.
I included the warning thing.
I love the warning
thought
at the
that was
beginning.
I laughed my head off last night when that came on.
Yeah,
I
we're
thought it
going
was
to
so
remind you that
funny.
there will be gyrating. Deal with it. It was funny. It was really funny.
But not just that, like the get ready to witness a performance 30 years in the making. It's gonna possible relationship issues this could cause. Like,
mhm.
oh my
It
goodness.
was funny.
I thought
It was really,
so
really funny. I have to say, though, I think my favorite moment of the whole thing last night was we were wondering to ourselves whether or not Lil Jon and Ludacris would be there.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, they were both there. Being in a room of people that are from a different generation, an older generation than my sister and I, and attempting to explain to them what is Little John.
Turn down for what comes on, and I'm like, oh gosh, how do we explain this?
We're like, I can't. And that's kind of the thing. I feel like you have to be able to understand the demographic of music with that at that time. You just have to have people understand that Low was iconic. And when Lil Jon comes in the room and goes, yeah, that's a feature. He's an artist. He's there.
Yep.
This is happening.
He only has to say one word.
And what's his biggest song? Turn Down for What? How does that go? Turn down for what? Like, that's it. That's it. You have to understand, like, that these are the people. And it's just so funny to me. And I'm so happy for him.
Yep.
So happy for him.
Yeah. But I thought the features he had made a lot of sense.
Yeah, Alicia was nice to see too.
There's something going on. I don't know which one's trolling, but on Twitter or X, there's a lot of videos floating around of her bombing the first note. And then I watched a rerun of the whole show this morning on the NFL's YouTube channel, and she hit it. So
Did they auto-tune? I don't remember it being bad.
And neither do I. So I don't know if these videos on Twitter are just trying to
troll her? Yeah.
or if they fixed the video on the NFL's YouTube channel.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I don't really remember, in all honesty. But I thought she did a good job overall. That's where I'm at.
And I know everybody wanted Justin Bieber to show up. It wasn't going to happen, guys.
No, I mean, he was there, but he wasn't going to perform. It's been forever since he's performed.
in a
I don't think he
long
wants
time.
to, guys. I really don't.
He's been sick. He's had all these things going on. I
also have to say I'm seeing a lot of coverage about his personal life right now. And I have to say, from what I'm seeing, I am inclined to believe that things are not going super well for him right now on a number of areas in his life. And I just hope things get better for him. That's all I'm going to say, because it doesn't look good right now.
And the thing was, too, just logistically, he flew in on Saturday.
Which is not enough time.
That's not enough time. If you're in the show, you're there earlier than Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
You got rehearsals.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hope.
Yeah.
Or you're going to end up at the front half of this list we've been going through.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I thought, it was fun. Yeah. It was what we wanted.
There you go. Yep.
I don't quite know what the roller skates. Why?
It was fun.
It was
because they could. It was funny too, because somebody that was watching with us said, like, wow, he changed out of those rollerblades really fast when he was back just to his sneakers. I'm like, maybe they were Heelys. And now I'm actually wondering how they did it.
Velcro.
Did he get like, you want a rollerblade on Velcro?
No, Velcro, like rollerblades.
No, I know.
No laces.
I don't trust it.
Yeah, well. Is it a part of his Vegas show?
I have no idea. I don't know anything about his Vegas show, in all fairness.
Neither do I.
Okay, Alicia just said I think he roller skates in his show. Well, if he does, then cool for him. That's awesome.
Then that makes sense.
Totally makes sense. It was fun. Okay, 17. Diana Ross.
Yes.
You know what? I'm sure it was great. I don't.
Do you know how she exited the show?
No, I do not.
All hail. They literally had a helicopter come and pick her up.
From Take Me Higher. Brilliant.
Like, the helicopter landed on the field and she got in the helicopter and flew away.
Legend! Yeah.
Legend. And she's like,
Alicia, you got it, yeah.
Here comes my ride as the helicopter lands.
Oh, gosh. Iconic.
Like, just...
Iconic.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Keep going. 16, Coldplay. I like this one.
I love this one.
We're very unpopular in this, but I think the thing is, we had a big talk about this one.
Yeah. I absolutely love this halftime show. Like, my bias is showing this is probably my favorite.
Okay, can I pause it for 1 second? We'll keep talking about this. I think Katie sent in a super chat.
Yes, she did.
Okay, so Katie, thank you for the $5 super chat. She sent in, do you remember what popcorn episode the first E.T. Lewis moment was in? I've wanted to go back and rewatch it for a while now, but I can't remember. I do not remember offhand. Leave it with me. Remind me if I forget. I will figure it out. Because that is something I don't feel like should be lost to the world. It's too beautiful. It's too wonderful. It's great. So I will see what I can find out. But back to the this one.
Okay.
Okay, here's the thing. I love the album that Coldplay put out around this time. A Head Full of Dreams.
Yeah.
That album, I kid you not, every time I put something from that album on like a mix, if I'm DJing like in the car or whatever with people I don't know, I'll usually throw on Him for the Weekend or Adventure of a Lifetime. One or the other. I'll put one of those on. And I always get people being like, who is this? This is so good. I love this song. And I'm like, it's Coldplay. It's so good. It's so good. Him for the Weekend does not get the respect it deserves. Which, for those of you that don't know, Beyonce is actually uncredited featured on it. It is so good. It is so, so good. So I was very happy that Coldplay was performing in 2016. And I mean, Mark Ronson being there with Bruno Mars for Uptown Funk, iconic. And then, of course, the beginning of, the Lemonade era with
Formation.
Formation coming out was amazing. Just awesome. Awesome. Carbonized.
You need to listen to more.
Said Coldplay literally puts me in the mood for a funeral. Okay, have you heard him for the weekend?
An Adventure of a Lifetime.
Have you heard him for the weekend? Because you need to do that.
Yeah. I just felt the back and forth between Bruno and Beyonce was so good.
So good.
And they literally looked like they were having so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
And then bringing in Chris at the end and the three of them singing Uptown Funk together and just playing off one another. It just looked like so much fun, and it was bright and colorful and inviting. And just seeing that beginning of the Lemonade era and Formation, which was so iconic and had so much of an impact on culture and music and all that, it was really good. I very much enjoyed it. I've gone back and watched that one many times.
I like it.
And I will say a lot of other different outlets that did Super Bowl show rankings had this one higher. This is the lowest I've seen.
Yeah. I feel like this would be my top 10 in all fairness. But everybody's entitled to their own opinion. We keep going. 15 is Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. It looks like he did his thing.
He did his thing. That is my note.
That's it.
Literally. Tom Petty was Tom Petty.
Okay.
He came out. He sang. He did his thing. He had the Heartbreakers with him.
I'm surprised there's only the 4 songs, though.
And this is a theme, it seems, with more of this genre, where these artists are doing more full songs instead of trying to condense a medley of like 10 or 12 songs. Kind of thing. Yeah, it was no problems. I didn't know of any controversies or anything. He did his thing.
All right. Tom Petty was Tom Petty.
Yeah, and that's what you expect.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
I wouldn't want him to be anything else.
No, and that's good. I'm happy when artists do that.
It's not it's not a criticism.
Not at all. No, good for Tom Petty.
Yeah,
it's a good time. All right, 14. Excuse me.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna be mad.
I don't know who made this list.
Yeah,
but dishonor on you. Dishonor on your cow. I'm angry with you. I'm very angry with you, whoever you are.
Yeah.
This isn't right. The fact, okay, here's the thing with the Michael. I don't care what your opinion of Michael Jackson is. All right? I have been honest throughout my life. I have done the research. I have looked at it. I believe in Michael Jackson's innocence, and I think he is an incredible performer, and he is the king of pop, and that's it. Okay? That's it. One of the things I remember about this performance that was so iconic was that he literally just came up and he stood there for like, I think it was over a minute.
It was a minute and a half.
Can we just talk about how when the Super Bowl is so like, we have to get timing perfect. You have such a limited amount of time. And he goes, no, we're going to take a minute and a half and people are just going to scream. That is insane. That is literally insane. That is iconic. King, we are not worthy. Insane moment.
And I know everyone doesn't agree with this. This list is from Rolling Stone. So
Rolling Stone, you suck.
This is their list, not ours.
This is my number one. Period.
Yeah.
Just
no.
That's how I feel.
I don't agree.
How I feel. Okay.
The only thing is I wish he would have done more songs but where his catalog is so vast.
Yeah.
How do you pick?
And I feel like he was definitely trying to do like a unifying performance of bringing people together. So like he picked 2 things that from his past that he knew people would love
Well,
something relatively new,
black and white would have been pretty new at that point.
which everybody was talking about that his skin had changed.
Yeah.
So I understand him wanting to do that. And then We Are the World and Heal the World. Like, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. So, yeah. Okay, we keep going. 13 is Paul McCartney. 4 songs again. Paul McCartney doing Paul McCartney.
We're doing the Beatles.
This is
safety.
yes.
Round 1.
Yes. Oh, yes, because this was the first Super Bowl performance after Janet.
Yes, it was.
So they were like, who do we get that is unproblematic that's going to make everybody happy, but people will still watch?
Yes.
Call Paul McCartney.
Call Paul McCartney. This is what this show was. It is, what can we do that will cause zero controversy and draw audiences? And they went with Paul McCartney. It was relatively a simple performance compared to other things we've seen, but he did have a lot of pyro and fireworks. He also had the stage floor screen, which I think, I might be wrong, is the first time that was used in the Super Bowl.
Okay.
I don't remember seeing that stage projection underneath them.
I don't
in
either.
Earlier ones.
In all fairness, I mean, we're open to correction.
Yeah,
but
I might be wrong.
I mean,
some of them are starting to blur in my brain.
Yeah. I mean, I get it, though. I think he is a safe pick.
Mm-hmm.
Fair.
And
fair.
honestly, for the majority of the 2000s after, they just went safe picks. It wasn't until really the next... It was Paul McCartney, then Rolling Stone, Prince, Tom Petty, Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah, so they just played it safe for quite a
The
bit.
Who.
Fair. Yep.
And then we went to Black Eyed Peas. That was the first time they really branched back
Woo! All right.
into current top 40, unless you really count Prince, which, at that point, not as much.
Okay, 12 was Katy Perry in 2015. I mean, I think it was okay. I was more excited about Missy.
Yeah.
Right? Like, work it starts, I'm done. It's happening. But also Left Shark, the iconic Left Shark.
Yeah. Yeah.
Left Shark.
And Lenny Kravitz doing I Kissed a Girl with Katy was better than I thought.
Sorry, I want to say something quickly. Houston, Prince equals safe, lol. I completely understand why you're saying that. And I lol along with you. But Prince doesn't have a boobie. That's what we mean.
It's all men.
It's all men. So there were no boobs to offend people.
It literally wasn't until the Black Eyed Peas in 2011 that there was a woman back up on stage.
Yeah. But yes, Left Shark for president. Left Shark everything. It's Left Shark. Do 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 do. 11 was the Rolling Stones. This one was weird to me.
Yeah?
Yeah, because I remember thinking, I'm like, this doesn't have a lot.
No.
Like, and I know, like, obviously iconic, obviously fantastic performers. All credit where credit is due. But when we look at this set list, like, you can see what I mean compared to other previous years.
Well, the stage was actually in the shape of the tongue.
Okay.
Like the Rolling Stone tongue.
Okay.
Logo.
Yeah. But I'm just saying that, like, they only did 3 songs.
Yeah. But, and it's kind of back to that, they did what they did. They did what made them famous and what they've been doing since the 60s.
I just feel like if I was a big fan of theirs,
yeah,
and I only heard 3 songs, I would be kind of bummed. Yeah. Because there's a lot of people then that didn't get their favorite song played.
Yep. And it's kind of that balance back and forth that we were talking about before of, do you do full songs, or do you try to jam as many as you possibly can into it, or do you find that happy medium?
Yeah.
And they went for, we're going to sing 3 songs, do our thing, do it well.
Yeah.
But we're going to keep it in our lane.
Okay. Fair enough. Now we're in top 10. Lady Gaga.
Gaga.
I liked it. I liked Lady Gaga. It was fun.
So this was the first use of drones in a TV broadcast.
Really?
Really.
Iconic.
Yeah. And she literally rappelled down from the roof.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah.
The last shot of her going, yeet!
It
was fun.
it was surprisingly uncontroversial
Yeah,
for
for
her,
Gaga, but I
but
mean,
she was good.
I think, she sang live.
Yep.
She danced well. I remember people making a fuss about her tummy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that she had, like, they said that she had, like, a bit of
Oh my gosh.
too much of a tummy, and I was like,
Get off.
shut up. And I'm sorry. I look at that woman now and I go, like, now that I know carbonized, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Now we know that Lady Gaga unfortunately struggles with fibromyalgia. And she has incredible amounts of pain that she has to deal with. And as I've seen that with my own husband and everything else, like, we've had a lot of talks, and I've shown him some clips of, like, Gaga talking about her fibro and everything, and her perspective on it, and how passionate she is about validating it and researching it and all those types of things. But the fact that she has been able to do what she's done
Mhm.
with that, it really is a testament to her, like, determination. Um she is one strong woman, and I have so much respect for her for that. It's just absolutely incredible. Yeah, it's I'm looking at you guys in the comments being like, yeah, Katie just said she's so inspiring to me in my fibro journey, and Carbonized saying, she makes me remember how friggin' strong I am. We're tough, exactly. And it's like, I really do appreciate with Gaga how she has really let people in to the things that she's struggled with, and she still has her boundaries of things she won't talk about, people she will not name, and things like that. And I think that's fair, but she's really been so good at just really making people feel like they're not alone, and allowing herself to at the same time be an icon and almost seem larger than life, but also to be so human. It's a very delicate balance, and I think she does it incredibly well.
Yep.
Yeah. So, yeah, good times. I like that one.
Mm.
Also, Bad Romance is a bop.
Yeah.
That song still it holds up. It's so good. Yeah. Also, Paparazzi. Paparazzi's fun. Madonna. This whole list of people still to me is like, we had Madonna. Did we really need Cirque du Soleil? Like, did we really need all of this?
Well, I'm guessing if they could go back, MIA would be MIA.
Yeah.
Because that was a thing.
That was a whole thing. Yeah. But I think Madonna's was fun.
It was fun.
Mm-hmm.
LMFAO and CeeLo strangely worked better than I thought it would.
Which you wouldn't think it did work, but it kind of did.
Yeah.
It was strange.
Weird. Especially like CeeLo doing like a prayer at the end and the choir.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got the whole garb on and that, like.
I mean, nothing will ever compare to my favorite CeeLo performance ever, which I can't even remember what award show it was on, but he did Forget You with puppets. There were bird puppets.
It was beautiful.
It was amazing. It was so amazing.
Yeah.
But
and
yeah.
I mean, all credit to Madonna. She did all of that in her 50s in stilettos. Queen.
Are you not entertained?
Yeah.
I feel like, yeah, thank you. Madonna over MJ. Rolling Stone. Side eye.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. Okay, 8. Rihanna. I don't know if I would have ranked her that high.
I wouldn't have.
It was a good performance. Like, no shade at Rihanna whatsoever.
Yeah. But I wouldn't have put it that high.
No. And I mean, I will say, I thought she did a really good job of incorporating so much of her library.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this was one of those, how many songs can we shove in here?
The fact that she fit in Birthday Cake.
Yeah.
Her mind. I think it was very good in that front. I don't know if I wouldn't have put her above Michael.
Yeah.
But I love the closing with diamonds.
Yeah, it was pretty.
Yeah. Where have you been to? I love that song. There's a lot of stuff here that I love. And Run This Town was fun. Like it was interesting. It was interesting.
Yeah. But I wouldn't have put it this high.
Yeah. Alrighty. 7 was Bruce Springsteen in the E Street Band in 2009. Fair.
Yep.
Fair. Yep. But again, we have the rock thing. 4 songs.
Yeah.
This is a pattern.
It is a
This
pattern.
is 100% a pattern.
But at least in his, he brought out a choir. He definitely was highlighting the E Street Band with him.
Mm-hmm.
He was more relaxed of a performer, at least it felt like. He was having fun with the guitar. He was doing twirls with it. He was yelling, "I'm going to Disneyland." It felt like a more relaxed, more interactive performance.
It was fun.
Which I think is probably why, of that genre, this is ranked the highest. It's my guess.
Yeah. All right. 6. Okay.
All the songs.
We have had many a talk about this one.
Yep.
Many a talk. Because I feel like if they were going to do this, they should have just given it to Jennifer, or they should have just given it to Shakira.
Yep.
I think they tried to put too much in too short a period of time. And I mean, when you look at the set list, I hope that illustrates the point that I'm trying to make. It was fun, though.
It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of work. It was a lot of work. And I know there was a lot that went into it, and there's been a documentary about it. It was a loaded one. But I think it was well done.
And I'm not going to get into it too much because we don't really branch into politics and that kind of thing here. But they definitely had different visions for it, I think. And a lot of that just comes down to, is Jennifer is American, Shakira is not. So they have different fights. Things they want to promote. And that's okay. They're different nationalities. But I think overall they did a really good job. They each had their time, which similar to the No Doubt Shania one where they each had their own sections. But at least for this one, they got together at the end and you had that intertwining to make it be a collaborative show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I thought it was fun. The projections on the floor during Waiting for Tonight
it was fun.
Are super cool.
Yeah.
And it was true to their culture.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I think people that got offended by it needed to grow up a little bit.
Yeah. The pastor threatening to sue.
Just want to say, the whole "you're causing me to stumble" argument.
You're a grown man.
A lot of people forget what the man is supposed to do if he stumbles. And I'm just seeing a lot of men walking around that still have eyes. So, just saying. Number 5 is Aerosmith and NSYNC with Britney Spears, Mary J. Blige, and Nelly.
This is the first one I remember.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
Of the Super Bowls, of having a memory of it actually airing and whatnot.
Yeah. I mean, I think they had fun with it.
Yeah. Walk This Way was awesome.
Yeah. It was a good time.
I love that song. It was so much fun.
I mean, obviously, I feel like Britney is due for her own.
Yeah.
But that would only be if it was on her terms and she wanted to. I
think manifesting.
Manifesting. I think she has the catalog for it.
Or Britney and Janet. It would be beautiful.
Oh my gosh, my brain just exploded.
I would love that.
Can we start I feel like we need to make a vision board of that and just start manifesting, because that needs to happen.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
If you were going to pair either one of them with someone else.
That's how we could get the duet version of All Night Don't Stop.
Exactly. Because we know Britney likes her catalog. We know Britney likes Janet.
That's an understatement. Like, she loves her.
Yeah.
And Janet loves her. So,
Yeah.
anyway.
This.
Yeah. I also want to say I'm obsessed with her shirt. With
Yeah.
Britney's shirt. The Aerosmith shirt. It's so cute. Okay, number 4 was 2022's Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Mary J. Blige, Kendrick Lamar, 50 Cent, and Anderson Park. Or Anderson Paak.
I know so many people, they don't like hip hop, whatnot, but I loved it.
I had fun.
I had so much fun. This was like childhood music wrapped in a bow. I know my coworker and I at the time, we were just jamming. We had a playlist made. We were playing it in the office. It was so much fun.
I just remember all of the 50 Cent memes.
Yes.
Him hanging upside down.
Yeah.
But it was, I mean, I think it was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. I like that they still had a bit of a, not direct, but tribute to Tupac in there, especially since it was like California, West Coast themed. If you haven't seen it in a while or don't remember, Anderson Paak on the drums during Lose Yourself, he's having the time of his life.
Honestly. Like, just leave him there. Just let him keep going.
He's so happy.
So happy. Oh.
And I love Lose Yourself. That song is iconic.
Yes.
I don't know how you don't start singing along with that song.
Yeah. It was great. It was good. I liked it. Beyonce with Destiny's Child. I love this one.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie to you guys. I love this one. I love it simply just because of Destiny's Child being there. I think
Justin, take notes.
It's so, I loved Beyonce bringing them in, having the fun with it. And I think the playlist that she put together, it's so high energy.
Yeah.
So much fun. Beautiful way of just integrating what she had done up until that point, including with Destiny's Child, and then finishing with Halo, which, I mean, vocally, Halo is a workout.
Yep.
It's a hard song. And she just did so good. All of it is just so good.
I think, too, having the reunion with the three of them being more than just their old catalog and having them stay out for Single Ladies and do the dance with her.
So fun.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah. 2 was U2. Okay, they did 3 songs too, like the Rolling Stones.
So this one is a little bit different. This one is emotional, and I'm not gonna lie, I haven't gotten through the whole thing.
Yes.
I've watched a good amount of it, but I start crying.
This is the first Super Bowl performance after 9/11, unfortunately. Yes. And they did a lot of things to pay tribute to the people that were lost.
It was a beautiful mix of Super Bowl halftime and tribute, and they had a projection screen where all the names of the people who were lost during 9/11, their names scrolled. It was interesting. I don't know if they had already been picked prior to 9/11 or if that was after, with them not being an American band and now being tasked with this. Because it was rough. What do you do?
Yeah. But I think U2 handled it very well. Did. I think they are a good pick to do something like this. They carry themselves with a lot of respect, and I think they did a good job.
Yeah.
So I'll give them that. And there's only one remaining that I can think of.
One left.
Hello. Hi, Prince.
Hi, Prince. How's it going?
Hi, Prince. Prince is my number 2. Not gonna lie. But
so, things I did not know about this halftime show.
Okay.
Prince did not want it on the internet. He tried to keep it off the internet. And it wasn't until after he passed that it was really available on YouTube. And this whole new demographic was introduced to this show.
Prince really wasn't a big fan of, I think, a lot of internet stuff.
No.
From what I had heard. And I mean, everybody's entitled to that. If he didn't want to be a part of that, then that's fair. I will say though, Purple Rain.
In the Rain.
Guys. gorgeous.
Yeah.
Beautiful, amazing, iconic.
Yeah. It was just,
Wow.
he did a great
Just
job.
amazing. Katie, I did not know that. That's crazy. Where did you hear this? Did you know during Prince's show, volunteers accidentally ran over and severed 3 power cables during the stage setup? So a member of the lighting crew stripped the ends and held the cables in place by hand for the entire 12-minute show in the rain.
Oh my gosh.
That's wild.
I did not know that.
That's crazy. Obviously, you haven't, like, I can't confirm it, but I mean, like, that's crazy. But yeah, my top 2 are Michael and Prince. Hands down. So good. I want to ask you guys, now that we've gone through the whole list, to share with me your favorite Super Bowl performance. And we're also going to do a fun poll. So I'm just going to set this up. Just give me 1 second. Please pardon my keyboard noises.
Because we can't do a poll for what your favorite Super Bowl show was.
There's
There's
too many.
Too many to put in a
There's
poll.
too many. You most interested? Okay, so I'm asking, what are you most interested in on Super Bowl Sunday? Because I mentioned before that the game for me is like the least important one to me. So I'm going to put the game is the first one. Second is the commercials.
Which we don't get.
Yeah, unfortunately we don't. They get blocked. We have to watch them after. The halftime performance. And my personal favorite.
Yep.
The Puppy Bowl.
And if you don't know what the Puppy Bowl is, you need to know what the Puppy Bowl is.
The Puppy Bowl. This is where it's at. Puppy Bowl. The other thing I wanted to mention before I forget, because I wanted to mention it earlier and I did forget, and I'm very sorry. Last week on Monday, I let you guys know that my mod, Linda, is very close to reaching monetization. I spoke with her yesterday. She has probably, I think she told me about 25 hours left. That's it. She needs 25 hours of watch time, and she's at the first tier of monetization. So I wanted to say thank you guys so much for your support for her. And if you are willing to, please continue it, because she's going to get there. And I'm so proud of her, and she deserves it. And I know she also is, like, I don't know if she's here right now because she's got some, like, stuff that she couldn't be here. But I know the support from her is felt. Like, she feels the support. She's very thankful for it. And if you guys want to continue to help her, I would so appreciate that, because she deserves it. Okay, so let's go back through this chat now.
And for those commenting, we don't get the commercials because of Canadian law. So even if we watch the US feed, like we go on CBS yesterday to watch it, they override the commercials with the Canadian commercials. Yeah, it's very frustrating.
It's very, very frustrating. It's annoying. Okay, so just taking a look here. I love the love for the Puppy Bowl.
Yay!
The Puppy Bowl, Pearl Jan and Honey. Yes, the Puppy Bowl is beautiful. For those of you that don't know, the Puppy Bowl is literally what you might assume it is. It is a bunch of puppies that come from rescues and shelters. They put them on a miniature football field and let them play. It's watching puppies play while also learning about rescue and shelters. It's pretty great. It's also partially hosted by Martha Stewart and Snoop Dogg.
This year wasn't, though.
Well, they were there, weren't they?
No, that was in the Look Back show.
Oh, yeah. Well, they have in the past. Not this year, but they have in the past. It's glorious. Let me see here. The game has gotten some percentage now. It looks like the game before had 0%. The game is 6% currently. Puppy Bowl all the way, Juniper. All the way. Oh my gosh. You guys are hilarious. Just looking through. Let me see
So
here.
Houston asked, do we get special commercials for the Canadian feed or just normal stuff? So we get some of them.
Yeah, it's a mix.
And then they do some Canadian Super Bowl commercials as well. So it's kind of a mixed bag. And a gazillion ones for like Tim Hortons.
Yeah, it was crazy. I'm just taking a look here. You guys are so funny. Halftime performance clearly in the lead at 54%, commercials at 20, and the Puppy Bowl at 18, which makes me very proud. I love the Puppy Bowl love. I'm going to end the poll though. I think we got a pretty good idea of what's going on here. That's good. Well, you guys, I had a lot of fun with that segment. I hope you guys did. I know it wasn't our normal what the what, but please let me know what you guys thought. If you liked it, please give some love to producer sister who put a huge amount of work into this. Could not have done that without her. Thank you very much.
I've watched more.
Pardon?
I've watched more halftime shows than I ever thought I would.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's a lot. Okay, Terry, I'm not sure what's going on here, but I'm seeing you mention that you're hearing a vibration. It very well could be one of our phones. We have vibration on for a reason. Okay, I'm really sorry, but I mean, my phone is off. I'm not sure if producer sisters is or not, but we have stuff we have to follow sometimes that we have to be notified. Okay, so we're not trying to be disrespectful or anything like that, but that's what's up. Yeah, it was a great trip down memory lane though. I had a lot of fun with that. I hope you guys did too.
Learned some stuff I never knew about, and
yep, it's been fun. But yes, definitely, if you have not seen the fever dream that is the Indiana Jones, guys, I recommend this.
Yep.
It's that is a what the what. That is a big what the what right there. And I honestly wish we could have just played it. But there's
no, we can't.
Yeah. Oh, Alicia, thank you very much.
Thank
I just saw that
you.
come through for you and producer sister. Loved this. Thank you so much. That's so kind of you. Thank you guys. This has been a really fun stream. Yeah. I know it's gone a bit long. We normally don't go this long, but I think it's been a good time.
Yeah.
It's been a good time. I still can't get over the Doritos thing on the floor. Like, it's just the most jarring thing ever when you're already like, I don't know why this is happening in the first place. And you're trying to, like, what is it? Suspend your sense of disbelief?
Yeah.
Or whatever it's called. And then there's just Doritos. It's like, no, I'm done. It's over. Denise, thank you. Super Bowl 2022, I guess, was your favorite. Yeah. Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Mary J. Blige, and Eminem, my fave for the nostalgia. I grew up near Compton. Tam's Burgers had a line going far for months. Oh my goodness. That's so fun. I love that. Honestly, I think for me, I wasn't so sure if I was going to enjoy it, but once California started, I was like, okay, I'm having a good time. This is good. Oh, Sophie said, yes, I vote Shakira. Fair enough. Yep. It was a good one. Well, I think we are going to wrap up. So last chance for any comments, support, anything you want to say. Now is the time. I do want to say thank you guys so much for all of your support today. It is very felt. It is very encouraging. A lot of you have been here, and I so appreciate that. I would ask, please make sure you are subscribed. Please like the stream if you have not. And if you feel, if you're willing to do so, if you leave a comment on this stream, once it becomes a video, it makes a huge difference for me in the algorithm. Because it tells YouTube that not only was there interaction with this when there was a live stream, but there's interaction with it as just a video. So that makes a massive difference for me. So if you want to wait till the stream ends, I'll have the ending screen up for about 10 seconds or so. Then you can reload the page. The comments should be open, and you are welcome to leave a comment. And I will be down there looking at comments too and putting in timestamps for you guys and all that stuff.
So in your comment, write who your favorite halftime performance was.
Yes, that's a good idea. Tell me in the comments.
Yeah.
Yep. Leave what was your favorite
see
one?
What the consensus was.
Yep. Yeah, it'll be fun. Denise, sorry, it's lunchtime and I'm stuffing my face with Chipotle. Why are you sorry? Stuff your face. Have a great time. Chipotle. Why not? Oh, Cheryl just said, do we get a Lacey fix today? She's so sleepy. Oh my goodness. We had her up late last night because of the Super Bowl. She normally gets to have time where she gets to hang out with grandma and have, like my mom, and have cookies and stuff like that before we, take them out before bed and do all that type of stuff. She did not get her grandma time last night. She was mad. She was mad. She and Charlie were both very upset. It was very funny when our guests saw it in real time. They were like surprised at how they're like, we want our routine. But I will see if she wakes up at all if I start saying her name a lot and if she wants to. Alrighty. Thank you, Meg S. You've been amazing today. Thank you so much, Meg, for all of your support. I hope everything is going good for you. Great show. It's Kim, producer sister. Thank you very, very much. Let me see here. Alrighty. Oh gosh, Lulu's Mom, Broadway musicals are the theme for 2025. Just kidding. Can we have a Wicked halftime?
Yes. Or you could do like Hip Hop Goes Broadway. Superfruit.
I was going to say, we're going to do Hamilton?
No. Do you know Hip Hop Goes Broadway?
No.
I'll have to show you it.
Okay.
It's two of the guys from Pentatonics have a subgroup called Superfruit, and they take various hip hop songs and sing them in Broadway styles. It's hilarious.
That would be. Sorry, that just brought me back. I don't know how many of you all, like me, probably love and miss Jenna Marbles deeply. Jenna had one video she put out years ago called I Want to Be Tall, or her New Year's resolution. And her New Year's resolution was to grow 7 inches as a grown woman. So she like spiked her hair and did a whole bunch of things. And she did this very strange, like she just started singing at her keyboard and like just pushing kind of random notes. And the song was literally just like, I want to be tall. I want to be a tall person. Really tower over other people. I want to be tall. And it goes through like the whole video off and on. And there was some theater student that literally took the song and made it into a Broadway style of I Want to Be Tall. So she's like in this professional music room just belting it like crazy. And I'm like, this is why the internet is amazing. So I'm here for that. I'm here for that. I want to look at that. Oh my gosh, you don't know her? Oh my gosh, sorry, that makes me really sad. No, okay, Jenna Marbles was one of the OG YouTubers. She canceled herself, which makes me so sad because I really don't think she needed to, but she seems to be happier away from the internet. But she made one video a week that just, without fail, was always just funny, uplifting, happy, and wonderful. And that's all she really wanted to do for people, was do that. And I think about her often, and I think it's amazing. She hasn't posted in how many years now?
Oh gosh, a
Like,
long time.
Let me see here. Okay. Jenna Marbles has not posted a video in 3 years. And she has 19.6 million subscribers. We're just waiting. Like, she is beloved. Beloved, beloved, beloved. Oh, and Kermit! Yeah, she had Marbles and Kermit and Peachy. And there's been a few other dogs since. I can't remember all their names. Like Bunny. Bunny was one of them. Yes. What are this?
Carbonize has an alternate idea for the Super Bowl.
Oh no. Is that the super chat?
Yes.
Super Bowl veggies. You're gonna like the tomatoes. If you like, I kid you not, yesterday on Instagram, I had something come up through my feed and it was like the Super Bowl show that we all want. And it was Jimmy and Jerry Gord at one of the VeggieTales touring spots singing a cover of Girls Just Want to Have Fun as Gords Just Want to Have Fun.
Nice.
I don't even know how to explain what that was.
That would probably go good with the fever dreams.
Yeah, it was a lot. Yes. And yes, Jenna and Julian got married. They're amazing. Yeah. Alrighty. Well, we are going to wrap up this stream. You guys are absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for all of your support and all of your love today. It is so felt. Hopefully we will see you guys on Wednesday. I don't see a reason at this time that we wouldn't. But again, as always, I will keep you guys posted either in the community tab or on Instagram. If you're not following me on Instagram, you can find it in my link tree, which is in the description. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Much love to you all. We're going to run the outro. Thank you. And we will see you guys soon. Bye.
Bye.
Gotta find it. There it is.